good morning to one and all present here. My name is Mustafa and I'm from the Department of Political Science, Royal Global University. I would like to welcome each and every one of you to the Inter-University Model G20 competition to 2024. Developing countries, and is organized by the Department of Political Science under Royal School of University. Before we begin today's event, I would like to mention that this is our effort and attempt to conduct a Model G20 competition solely by the Department of Political Science. And without further ado, I would like to introduce our judges. We have a first judge, Dr. Brihivarna Talukdar, Horaighat College, from Department of Political Science. She is an assistant professor, and we welcome you, ma'am, to our RGU, and from the whole of the Political Science Department, it's glad to have you here. Thank you. Our event is Dr. Jintu Gohai from Paschim Guwahati Mahavidyalaya. He's also an assistant professor, and we welcome you, sir, to this event for gracing us and giving your time. Today's event is quite remarkable because we have around 10 universities and institutes participating, and they are representing 20 countries. So we wish you well, and we hope for a fruitful and lively debate. And I would like to hand over the mic to our moderator, Mr. Ritwik Dutta. I would like to call upon the HOD of the Political Science Department, Dr. Dhiraj Kumar Borkotake, sir, for giving the welcome address. Please, sir.
Good morning to each and everyone who has come here today, especially our respected Anuradha ma'am, who has come to support us, our fellow teachers from different universities, Dr. Kaustav Dekar and my friend from Kumar Bhaskar Brahman University, the judges, Dr. Jintu Gohai and Brihivarna Talukdar. Dr. Jintu Gohai is a very well-known debater across Assam, and we believe his ideas, and he will be very helpful in moderating and helping in the entire session. Well, first of all, let me welcome all the candidates and participants who have come here today from different universities. A very warm welcome to Royal Global University, and those who have been staying with us for the last one day or so. I hope you had a pleasant stay, and I wish you all the best for this Inter-University G20 competition that we are going to have today. The prelude for this Inter-University was the intra-university which we had within the Royal Global University, where different departments had participated on a different team. And it was a very successful event where our students showcased their powers. And today we expect the same from almost all the universities who have come here. Well, today the topic of the Inter-University Model G20 competition about technology sharing between developed and developing countries. Well, this has been a very pertinent debate in international relations, where especially if students from political science would understand that we have a theory of the developed and the underdeveloped theories, where we talk about how, as of today also, we are dependent, the dependency syndrome, and how used technology has been pushed towards the third world countries. Now, I don't want to talk too much about it because I believe you people have much more to offer here today by representing different countries. And I hope that this will not only be a fruitful exercise for the university, but also for you all, because we expect and we try to provide such platforms to everyone, to different universities, different colleges, so that you can take these as a stepping stone towards achieving some greater success in life. And these are platforms, we are no way lacking behind the people of Delhi or, the mainland India in any form. It's just that sometimes we lack the exposure. And these kind of events and platforms try to provide you the exposure that you require. And I hope that you make the best use of it. And with these few words, I'll not take too much of time because we have to be right on, on a kind of a given time that we have taken from the university. So I once again welcome all the delegates from the different countries or the different universities, my teachers, my fellow colleagues, and before I hand over, I'd like to once again congratulate the Department of Political Science led by Ritvik Datta and the other colleagues who have really put in their efforts to organize this G20 event. Thank you very much and all the best.
To our moderator for today's program, Mr. Ritvik Datta. Over to you, Ritvik.
Firstly, I think the placards there for Brazil, is there any placards for Brazil there? Yeah? There's placard also, Head of State and Foreign Minister. Give it. Okay, fine. Okay, so we'll start with Russia. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So I initially explained that.
House at large. As this day draws a closure, it is my honor to address this august assembly on behalf of the Federation of Russia, reflecting our nation's journey as a leader in the realm of technology sharing between developed and developing nations. In the realm of the space technology, Russia contribution have been nothing short of the revolutionary. Our collaboration with other nations through programs such as International Space Station has facilitated groundbreaking research in the field ranging from medicine to materials science, paving the way for future exploitation and discovery. With over 20 years of continuous human presence in space, the ISS stands as testament to the power international cooperation in pursuit of the common goal. Sir, furthermore, Russia's commitment to the sustainable development, it reflected in our efforts to promote technology transfer and capacity building in the field of renewable energy and environmental conservation. Through initiatives such as Russia UNDP Trust Fund for Development, we have supported projects aimed at promoting clear energy solution and preserving biodiversity in developing countries, contributing to the global efforts to combat climate change and achievement the sustainable development goals. In conclusion, we reflect our Russians' achievement in realm of the technology sharing between developed and developing nations. Let us reaffirm our commitment to foster a culture of cooperation for the betterment of humanity. By sharing our knowledge, expertise, and resources, we can build a more inclusive and sustainable world where the benefits of the technology are accessible to all, regardless of nationality or circumstances.
Thank you. African Union, please.
Honorable delegates, we, the African Union, understand the pressing need for technical solutions to meet the role and significance of technology sharing, particularly for the countries in the G20. According to the report published by World Meteorological Organization, Africa is responsible for only a fraction of global greenhouse gas emissions, but is suffering disproportionately from climate change. Given the pressing threat of climate change and the vulnerability of African countries, we call upon our allies in the G20 to support the transfer of clean energy technologies, including solar, wind, and hydroelectric power. Africa Renewal states that without access to medicines, Africans are susceptible to 3 big killer diseases on the continent, such as malaria, tuberculosis, and HIV. Taking these significant issues into consideration, we emphasize the importance of international cooperation and solidarity in addressing the challenges facing the African Union.
Regional organization should be used as an arbitrary settlement for disputes. It helps in bridging the gap between developed and developing countries. We would like to enforce upon the highlights such as the ASEAN's inclusion of nuclear weapons free zone in Southeast Asian region. We should also have structural reforms such as self-restraints by private members, political commitment and commitment to goals of global peace. There should be a limit on use of information and technology, which should be for judicious use but not to prevent. It should be regulated as we have proposed an AI Act on 13th of March 2024. The European Union would like to focus on the CDE plan. The first is the 3 Cs, capacity, cooperation and confidence building. The 3 Ds, disarm, de-establish and denuclearize. And the 3 Es, empower, ensure and emphasize of global commitments. Thank you.
Thank you. Italy. Yes, Italy.
Italy, our nation recognizes the transformative power of technology in addressing socio-economic challenges and driving progress worldwide. We firmly believe in the potential of international technology sharing to drive progress and is committed to working with developed and multilateral engagements.
As a nation committed to peacemaking and cooperation, we believe in the creation of a technology access platform. We would serve as a clearinghouse for information on available technologies and best practices for technology transfer, and would provide developing countries with access to the latest innovations and expertise, helping them to build their technological capacity and promote economic growth and bring digital transformation globally. Thank you.
Canada.
A very good morning and warm greetings to everyone present here. So today, we the delegates from the state of Canada present here to convey our stand and address the topic, the technology sharing between developed and developing countries. We, the state of Canada, has taken various initiatives aimed at sharing technologies with other countries, especially in areas like sustainable development, healthcare technology, information technology, etc. Especially, the program is International Development Research Center, which supports research partnership in developing countries to address global challenges through the technology and information. Additionally, our state always collaborates with the international organizations like the United Nations, the World Bank, to promote technology sharing and capacity building in less developed nations. Thank you.
Yes, your country, please. Australia.
Greetings to all the nation present here, accessing the quorum to speak. Australia recognizes the critical role of technology and equitable access to technologies like climate-related solutions, modern medicine, and knowledge for peaceful space exploration can significantly improve lives worldwide. Building on this commitment, Australia is a global leader in developing and deploying climate-related technologies. For instance, Australia is the world's third largest exporter of solar energy technology, and our investment in renewable energy research and development has grown by over 60% in the past 5 years. And the developments aren't just limited to this. As we engage in these discussions, Australia is committed to finding common ground and working towards collaborative solutions that benefit all nations. When it comes to defense technology, sharing requires careful consideration. Australia recognizes the value of responsible collaboration to enhance national security. We are committed to sharing expertise in areas like peacekeeping, cybersecurity, and interoperability. However, this collaboration must be built on trust and transparency. We seek partners who share our commitment to responsibility use of these technologies and are open to mutually benefit cooperations, including joint research and development efforts. Thank you.
Esteemed delegates of the G20, stands as a beacon of technological innovation, driving advancements that reshape industries and societies worldwide. As we confront the pressing issue of technology sharing between nations, we remain steadfast in our commitment to fostering global progress while safeguarding strategic interests and respecting intellectual property rights. Our approach is anchored in 4 key policies, with the 4th one being a solution that we would like to propose. Promoting innovation and economic growth. We champion innovation as a catalyst for economic prosperity by prioritizing the protection of intellectual property rights and incentivizing research and development. We create an environment where breakthrough technologies thrive. Our robust patent system, supported by international agreements like the Agreement on Trade-Related Aspects of Intellectual Property Rights, that is TRIPS, ensures inventors' rights are safeguarded while fostering innovation. Second, facilitating access to technology. We recognize the importance of equitable access to critical technologies, particularly for developing nations. Through mechanisms like licensing agreements and capacity building initiatives, we empower nations to harness technology for sustainable development and economic growth. Programs such as National Science Foundation and Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency receive funding to support research and innovation, enabling access to technology. Third, ensuring security and strategic interests. In an era marked by geopolitical tensions, we remain vigilant in safeguarding national security interests. Our policy on technology sharing balances global cooperation with the need to mitigate risks associated with sensitive technologies, including dual-use capabilities. Adhering to international export control regimes like the Wassenaar Arrangement, we regulate the transfer of critical technologies, ensuring responsible sharing. Thus, the fourth point, which is, we advocate for a multifaceted approach to address the complexities of technology sharing through international cooperation, or by investing in capacity building, or by fostering public-private collaboration. We nurture an inclusive innovation ecosystem that promotes entrepreneurship and collaboration. For example, supported by programs like the Small Business Innovation Research and Small Business Technology Transfer. Thank you.
Germany.
Back to where we Guten Tag all. Germany has historically been a country of engineers, of high technological innovation and refinement. And in the 21st century, as Germany marches on along with its fellow European nations and like-minded Western democratic-loving nations, Germany would like to adhere to several standards that have plagued our world. We would like to bring up climate change as one of Germany's top priorities. For Germany would like to see a world where carbon emissions have been reduced. And it's for this purpose that companies like Volkswagen, BMW, prominent German technological manufacturing companies, they have sought to develop energy conserving technology. And for example, the emergence of AI has been a very critical aspect in this age. For everything is slowly becoming digitalized. And Germany, even though it is very like technically, engineerily prominent country, we would like to see the AI sector develop. And we would hope to cooperate with countries in not only assuring the development and improvement of AI for future use, but adhering to regulations and standards that set the use of AI in a safe way, in a way that does not harm the socio-economic fabric of countries. Moreover, the issue of cyber warfare and the cyber technology is also very prominent because countries' secrets are no longer at safety. Because there have been many attacks by many terrorist groups, hostile countries, for example, that have seek to sublimely damage the prestige or the economics of the country. So Germany would like to cooperate closely with all the countries in this G20, and we would hope and pray that this would be a fruitful endeavor and we would all collaborate in these matters. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That's South Korea. South Korea. Yeah.
Jeong Achimio, advancement focused on telecommunication and electronic advancement. The Republic of Korea deeply understands the advancement in technology to resolve the modern issues of society between developed and developing countries. Korea plays active role in the international community's efforts to overcome the climate crisis, cybersecurity issues, and promote an inclusive green recovery towards sustainable development. Korea is committed to achieving carbon neutrality by 2050. Korea believes AI has great potential to enhance productivity and boost human capabilities. AI would be able to assist with predicting abnormal climate change and increasing energy efficiency of industrial facilities. Korea also puts great emphasis on the research and development of key sectors such as microchip processors, telecommunications for a sustainable future not troubled by the geopolitical environment. Korea is committed to support AI technology, modern medicine, green growth projects, and development for safer airspace and space technology. Finally, Korea hopes that this forum provides fruitful discourse, and thank you. Kamsahamnida.
Thank you. Yes, your country?
It's Mexico.
Mexico.
Good greetings to everyone present over here. As a developing country and an emerging economy, Mexico is positively aware of the challenges and opportunities inherent in accessing and utilizing technology, and thus recognizes the important role of technology in driving sustainable development and narrowing the prevalence of this digital divide. Through fostering equitable access to technology, promoting innovation partnerships, and ensuring the technology sharing benefits all nations, particularly those with limited resources. As we believe that the world is for all, the Mexican delegation is therefore honored to address the issue of technology sharing between the developed and the developing nations in terms of reducing the digital divide for a greater good for all. Thank you.
Esteemed delegates, as representatives of Argentina, we come together today to address one of the most pressing issues of our time, technology sharing between developed and developing countries. In an increasingly interconnected world, access to technology is not merely a matter of convenience. It is a fundamental driver of social and economic development. The Argentine Republic stands firmly committed to the principle of equitable access to technology for all nations, irrespective of their economic status. We believe that technology sharing is not only a moral imperative, but also a strategy necessity for global prosperity. By bridging the gap between the countries, we can unlock the full potential of human ingenuity and innovation to address pressing challenges such as poverty, healthcare access, and environmental sustainability. However, as we embark on this journey towards greater technology sharing, we must also uphold the principles of sovereignty and innovation. Argentina acknowledges the importance of protecting intellectual property rights and promoting indigenous innovation while fostering international cooperation and collaboration. Through constructive dialogue and partnership, we can forge a path towards a future where technology serves as a catalyst for inclusive growth and development. Thank you.
Thank you. Turkey. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuhu. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Honorable Chair, esteemed delegates and advisors, the head of the state of the Republic of Turkey is privileged to be able to address this esteemed gathering today as we convene the G20 summit. The use of digital technologies to boost the country's competitiveness is central to our efforts, and we intend for this change to be long-lasting. Our accomplishments in the field of technology are reflected in international indexes. We rank 16th amongst 35 countries in European Commission's e-government benchmarking report. We rank 4th in the category of user centricity and rank 48th amongst 193 countries in the United Nations Development Index. We also rank 18th among GovTech leaders according to GovTech Maturity Index published by the World Bank in November 2022. The actions we take today will have a significant impact on our ability to shape the future of technology rather than merely adapting it. We have entered the second century of Republic in 2023. One of our top objectives is to foster the growth of digital transformation. In conclusion, as a bridge between East and West, Turkey stands ready to contribute to international efforts aimed at facilitating technology transfer and cooperation for the collective benefit of all nations. Turkey encourages dialogue, innovation, and investment in building the necessary infrastructure and capabilities to harness the transformative potential of technology for the betterment of humanity.
Okay, South Africa.
Hello and good morning to Speaker Sir, judges and fellow delegates. South Africa stands on its stories as the birthplace of humanity. If you believe in the theory of evolution by Charles Darwin, everybody here in this room has had ancestors in Africa. And we are here now with brewing tension just filling the cup. And when you spill on us. And we burn. For centuries, South Africa exported 2/3 of the world's gold and iron ore until the Europeans found themselves in Cape Town. We realized that they weren't interested in the trade of African products, but the trade of Africans. Hi, UK. We burnt. And now we sponsor the gold for Commonwealth Games. We're the largest producer of gold, third largest coal exporter, world's largest producer of chrome, manganese, platinum, vanadium, and vermiculite. And that is 80% of what you need to make technology, your semiconductors and your guns. Hi, China. We burn. When you take our resources and sell it back to us. You waged 2 wars, and we fought them for you. That is the easy way for us to get a US visa. Hi, America. During the Ebola outbreak, we were burning, and we received medical aid and modern technology did save our lives. Hi, Middle East, and thank you, Middle East. South Africa today ranks 34th as a global trader. We cover 80% of the oceanic trade by volume and 70% by value. Hi, India. We sit on 30% of world's natural resources, and witnessing the current rate of consumption by the tech giants, guess who you'll be turning to in the next 20 years? We do not play the victim here, because when we burn, you burn with us. We have a lot to grow and a lot to lose, so the idea is to do it right. With this, South Africa signs up for the G21 conference with hope and with gratitude.
Thank you.
Namaste. All the respected delegates, as the head of state of India, I stand before you today to advocate for the importance of technology transfer between our nation and others. India, with its rich history of scientific and technological achievements, stands as a beacon of innovation and ingenuity. From ancient contributions in mathematics and astronomy to modern breakthroughs in information technology and biotechnology, India has continually demonstrated its capacity for technological excellence. However, we recognize that the challenges of the 21st century are too complex. Addressing issues such as climate change, healthcare disparities, and sustainable development requires collaborative efforts on a global scale. Through technology transfer, India seeks to leverage its expertise to address these challenges collectively. Furthermore, India's progress in information technology and digital innovation presents opportunities for collaboration in the digital economy. In conclusion, let us embrace collaboration, innovation, and solidarity as we work towards a world where technology serves as a force for good, uplifting life, and transforming societies. Thank you.
Indonesia.
Selamat pagi. Good morning, esteemed members. Climate technology is expected to be the part of Indonesia's internet economy that is projected to be the largest in Southeast Asia by 2025. Our government change and environmental protection high priority policy areas. Our government has committed to reducing greenhouse gas emissions by 32% by 2030. Our republic also aims to improve pollution prevention and control and the construct environmental infrastructure sustainably. Coming to the defense sector, Indonesia's defense industry is gradually developing day by day, and as a result of increased national defense posture and weapons systems technology, Indonesia's defense budget for 2014 is rupees 139.27 trillions. And for this, we have used many technologies for the defense techniques, such as SEOs, Pasupati, and different AI tools. Thank you.
UK.
Honorable judges and all my delegates from across the land and breadth, well, I would like to throw a few statements on UK. Firstly, to emphasize the investment in science and technology and innovation for sustainable development is yielded tangible results through our development assistance. The UK has helped develop anti-malarial drugs for young children, vaccines to prevent TB and HIV, and technologies, and for carbon captures and storage. The UK stands 3% of its development assistance to purchase on research. Secondly, I would like to throw is that the role of government, while the government invests can be elastic and help reduce risks, and the most contributions of the government is to provide conducive environment for investment and innovation technology development. Thirdly, I would like to throw is that development sharing technology is just a not-south issue increasing upper middle income countries and major technology innovation. And in 2011, I would like to throw example. China was a home to 4 of the top 5 solar producing companies. And lastly, I would like to conclude is that by emphasizing and having others to potential of the technology, paying and science technologies and innovation supporting mechanism for the least developed countries. Thank you.
China.
Greetings to this August gathering from the People's Republic of China, and wishing to each and every delegate present over here and the Honorable Chair with a formal greeting of us Chinese, Ni Hao. It is the People's Republic of China that believes that mutual collaboration through joint ventures and partnership is necessary for global growth. For instance, China pursues space cooperation with countries in Africa in an instrumental and context-specific manner, emphasizing where it can contribute to China's climate change and economic priority areas. China is leading in global green technology, being the world's largest manufacturer of solar panels and wind turbines. In fact, Honorable Speaker, sir, this year alone, China built enough solar, wind, hydro, and nuclear capacity to cover the entire electricity consumption of France. The COP28 talks between China and United States has bared the fruit of collaboration and outlined support for global tripling of renewable energy by the year 2030. Honorable Speaker, sir, China emphasizes and understands the role of technology transfer in developing countries for economic and social development, enhancement of knowledge access and upgradation. Secondly, industrial growth and diversification, enhanced productivity and efficiency, innovation of ecosystem development, global competitiveness and sustainable development. And most importantly, to this August gathering present over here, this shall foster international collaboration for the global growth, and that's for the good of all the countries present over here. Thank you.
Thank you. Japan. Oh, sorry, France. France, give it to France. France.
Most esteemed Chair and fellow delegates, bonjour. France has adopted a proactive stance and is committed to fostering global cooperation and sustainable development through the sharing of technology with developing countries. Since globalization, the states have become increasingly interdependent, and as a leader in innovation and technological advancement, France recognizes the importance of equitable access to technology in pressing challenges such as poverty, inequality, and climate change. We acknowledge the undeniable reality that technological advancements have the potential to bridge the gap between developed and developing nations, offering transformative solutions to pressing challenges such as poverty alleviation, healthcare access, education advancement, and environmental sustainability. While France possesses valuable technological expertise and resources, we emphasize the importance of respecting the sovereignty and autonomy of developing nations. We believe that sharing technology must be rooted in principles of partnership, reciprocity, and capacity building. Through our partnerships like the International Solar Alliance, we have supported the deployment of solar power technologies with developing countries. We have collaborated with India to launch the ISA to mobilize $1 trillion in investment for solar projects in sun-rich countries. At the end, I would like to emphasize that France has supported the scientific community in developing countries to build its capacity in meeting economic, environmental, and socio-cultural goals. Our external efforts to promote development research are an integral part of our official development assistance. Thank you.
Saudi Arabia, yes. A Wi-Fi password has been shared in the WhatsApp group, okay? If you need it.
Greetings, House at large. Respected judges, moderator, sir. Acknowledging the must need of today's discussion hour, the delegation of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia stands in front of you all to deliberately discuss and mainly give some of Saudi Arabia's strong opinion regarding the given agenda. Saudi Arabia, who ranks second among G-20 nations in the Telecommunication and Technology Development Index 2023, has rapidly become one of the world's most technologically advanced country, driven by the visionary goals of its Vision 2030 plan. In fact, Saudi Arabia's strides in technological innovations are underscored by its position on the Global Innovations Index 2023, where it ranked 48th among 132 countries. It features economics with a focus on enhancing productivity and environmental step forwards. The kingdom is making significant strides in various sectors, particularly in industry and information communication and also climate technology. Saudi Arabia has taken initiative in sharing technologies with other countries, like when it comes to ensuring long-term sustainability of technology, and also according to the International Telecommunication Unions, Saudi Arabia currently has the largest cybersecurity industry in the Middle East. Saudi Arabia has also cooperated with China on technologies and scientific innovations, which is on rise. And Saudi Arabia, being one of an old rich country possessing approximately 17% of the world's proven petroleum reserves, rank as one of the largest net exporter of petroleum. Therefore, with this, the delegation of Saudi Arabia believes urge the international community to address the issue is through diplomacy by promoting dialogue. Cooperation countries can work towards reducing and focusing on the problem. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Japan.
Ohio gozaimasu, konnichiwa delegates. As the head of state of Japan, I am honored to present Japan's proposed solution to the imperative topic of technology sharing between developing and developed countries. Now, before this esteemed committee, Japan acknowledges the profound importance of fostering collaboration and innovation to address the shared challenges and drive sustainable development globally. Our proposed solution with the promotion of collaborative innovation through joint research projects and partnership between developed and developing countries. Did you know that currently there are over 500 collaborative research projects underway between Japan and all the developing countries' institutions? spanning fields such as renewable energy, healthcare, and agriculture. By establishing collaborative innovation hubs, experts from diverse backgrounds can come together and tackle pressing global issues, fostering a culture of knowledge exchange and capacity building. Furthermore, Japan emphasizes the significance of enhancing digital education access, particularly in our developing countries, to ensure equitable participation in the digital economy. Investing in programs to improve digital literacy and provide access to educational resources will empower individuals to leverage technology for socio-economic advantage. Currently, Japan's digital education initiatives have reached over 1.5 million learners in developing countries, equipping them with essential skills for the digital age. In addition, Japan advocates for the facilitation of knowledge exchange through platforms that enable the sharing of technology know-how and expertise. Japan has already invested over $200 million in such partnership, leveraging the expertise of both sectors to address critical development challenges. Japan also underscores the importance of protecting the intellectual property rights while promoting fair and equitable access to technologies. By advocating for open technology standards and engaging in international cooperation and dialogue, we can create an enabling environment for responsible and equitable technology sharing. In conclusion, Japan is committed to harnessing the power of technology as a force for positive change, driving sustainable development and prosperity for generations to come. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Now we are moving into the moderated session. So whoever wants to speak, you can, raise your placards and contain the points given by the delegates of other countries. Okay, you can start raising your placards. Yeah, okay. So we're going with Germany.
It is a digitalized world. And in this digitalized world, all our information and information security is a key aspect, a crucial aspect of which every country needs to regulate and maintain. And it is in this light that there have been many cyber attacks by, I would not name some countries, but there have been cyber and terror attacks. And it's for this reason I would like to propose a motion that the countries in this honorable forum would agree to collaborate on cybersecurity measures, setting up firewall technologies, and closely monitoring the flow of information and regulating it. So I would like to propose that motion and would like to ask for it to be put.
Okay, again, can you rephrase it? Temjin, yes?
Yeah, agreement to cooperate regarding cybersecurity.
Okay, agreement to cooperate regarding cybersecurity. Which countries are in favor? Please raise your country placards. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So yes, it goes to the resolution. Resolution writing team, where it is? The resolution team? Resolution team. Yeah, please. Write it down. Write it down. Okay, that goes into the resolution. Russia.
It needs guts to speak deceive in a large August assembly. Sir, Germany should focus particularly on the area of green tech and AI. Germany must once again stand for the world leading solution and not for the strategic regulation, especially when it comes to data protection. There is no legal laws which have been created by the Germany. Sir, Germany should focus on that. Also, the country which have a huge industrial history, so this country should focus in particular those areas, not only blaming the other countries.
Okay, so Germany, would you like to respond?
Sir, please to follow up.
Yes, definitely.
Sir, that's why the population, among 69% of the population, among that 76% of the population has believed in politics, not in the technological sector.
Okay, any other country which wants to speak? Yes, European Union.
So the European Union would like to propose a solution,
Yeah.
which is basically the use of information sharing as a peace-building diplomacy and promoting track to diplomacy, which is involvement of diplomatic organizations beyond the governmental organizations, such as private organizations and NGOs.
Okay, I think track to diplomacy already exists. So is it something new?
So use of information sharing as a peace building and promoting track to diplomacy.
Okay, use of technology
for peace building.
For peace building.
For peace building.
Okay, and what are the solutions that you propose?
So firstly, if we talk about promotion of technology, so it also enhances cooperation between two nations. There is accountability between two nations. For example, nations which have been in disputes, for example, if you take the case of USA and DPRK, they have come to a conclusive standstill whereby cooperation was based on technology and information sharing, where DPRK did announce that they will be open for nuclear inspections, to which US also agreed to withdraw some of their sanctions. In such a way, sir, we can promote information and technology sharing.
Okay, so how many countries are in favor? Country placards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, more than 11. So please read it out to the resolution team again. Please read it out. I didn't catch you.
So the resolution is the support for small and medium enterprises, providing support and resources for SME in both developed and developing countries to engage in technology transfer activities, fostering innovation and economic growth.
I think, Sagar, you need to rephrase it and make it more understandable. Okay? Take your time and rephrase it. Yes, Head of State of France.
So as my fellow delegate from the European Union proposed the motion on sharing in technology for peaceful purpose, I would like to express the stand that France has taken. France collaborates with developing countries on nuclear research and development projects, including reactor technology, innovation, advanced material research, and nuclear waste management. We have partnered with countries in Africa, Asia, and Latin America on joint research projects through the international organizations such as the International Atomic Energy Agency and the OECD Nuclear Energy Agency. While we promote the peaceful use of nuclear energy and support developing countries in establishing civilian nuclear power programs, we also emphasize safety, security, and non-proliferation principles. We adhere to the international treaties and agreements such as the NPT and the IAEA safeguard regimes to ensure responsible nuclear technology sharing and disarmament efforts. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So, yes, China, you want to speak? Yes, okay, China.
In the west, the Tibetan plateau soars, where glaciers melt and water rose. Climate change, a threat to its might, adaptation measures day and night. A warm greeting to everyone present here in this August gathering. Well, where the People's Republic of China stands here for collaboration. When we speak on technology sharing between developed and developing countries, highlighting developed and developing countries, when we mean by the term, what do we mean by the term developed? The developed, which means they have attained development. There is no country in this world who can ever attain development, which means this is just a Western propaganda which have been like put forward. Now highlighting, so it would have been like a country which is like a more into development, and like there's a comparison between is and er, but not ed. These are like Western propaganda which have been highlighted by the West and for a very long time. Now, if we talk about this sharing of technologies, we have to highlight in major factors. Coming into one, climate related tech. Second, defense related tech. Third, we have the space tech. Then we have the semiconductor tech. Then medicine technologies and major factors. So, if we first of all speak on first point, like People's Republic of China would highlight all the major points, but now highlighting the first, that is the climate related tech. We know how it is important for many regions. If we talk about the Middle East, and the weather is not predictable. If the weather is predictable enough, then it will be very easier for us to maintain where there can be a drought, when there can be a typhoon, where there can be a tsunami, and then natural disasters can be stopped upon. And here People's Republic of China stands here with its all and every countries, because we look for collaborative like for a collaborative suggestion, not like people who are sitting there and talking about how we are differentiating, and on the other hand we have seen in the European Union how the Great Britain have left them, and we talk about collaborative suggestions. Highlighting that, like if we talk about the regulation of management of carbon emissions trading 2021, highlighting that how the major factors, highlighting the Article 18, Article 72 under the Chapter 4 of this law in China, we urge all the countries to adopt this. And the second suggestions would highlighting the Law of People's Republic of China Energy Conservation 2019. We highlight and urge all the countries sitting here to adopt this type of technology, so that there is more into technology sharing and more solutions can be put forward. Here People's Republic of China are raising issues, but on the other hand we also suggest for solutions which have been put forward. At the last, I'll just add one more, that very important factor is about the promotion of scientific technologies process, and we highlighted with the solution of the Article 18, 17 and 24 of the Chapter 3, Chapter 7 and Chapter 8 of the Law of People's Republic of China on promotion of scientific and technology process 2007. We urge all the countries to come together in this moment of time and have a better future. Thank you so much.
Thank you. European Union, please. Respond to China.
To a particular country doing something wrong, it can be stated that China has created artificial islands in the controversial 9-dash line within the South China Sea region. And that is not just by creating artificial islands, they have destroyed around more than 9 lakh kilometers of coral reefs as well in creation of those. Now the question is, what are those artificial islands used for? Some have claimed, some Chinese experts have claimed that they are for maritime security. However, the question is, what does People's Republic Chinese Army has to do with maritime security? The answer is simple: to create more controversies in the region. But we adhere not to such principles, but rather focus on diplomatic solutions. Within the same grounds of diplomatic solutions, I would like to suggest a solution to the resolution team, that is prevention of use of technology for creating artificial landscapes which harms the nature and environment.
Okay, how many countries are in support? How many countries are in support? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay, more than 11. That goes into the resolution. Please read it out again to the resolution team.
Prevention of use of technology for creating artificial landscapes harming the nature and environment.
Okay, thank you. Germany.
I would like to raise a point. The delegate of China has said developed is a Western propaganda, but are you not a part of the United Nations? And the United Nations Human Development Index is responsible for classifying as developed or developing based on that. So are you not like adhering to the United Nations principle? Are you not part of the world economy, delegate of? That's just in response to the claim of Western propaganda.
Okay, and this is yes, your country, please. USA. Yeah, USA. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
So our fellow Chinese counterparts have made a statement regarding their denying the position of developed and developing nations when they are always taking preferential treatment in WTO or other such organizations as developing nations. Also, the Chinese counterpart has spoke about sharing technology when they have often been attacked. They have often been attacked for their repeated use of cyber technology in a very unethical way. For instance, both US and our counterpart UK has pointed a finger after a hacking group known within the cybersecurity community as Advanced Persistent Threat 31, APT31. Also, Chinese hacking groups are alleged to be involved in Canadian elections. As of now, in 2019 Canadian elections and 2023 Canadian elections. Also, I would like to point out to Russia, who started their statement of interest as a leader in sharing technology when 70% of Russia's machine tools and 90% of microelectronics imports came from China. Materials Russia has been using to produce missiles, tanks and aircrafts to continue their illegal occupation in Ukraine.
Okay, would Russia like to respond to it? Yeah, you can respond to it. I'm coming.
Sir, there is nothing near the advanced technology that transfer we do. Sir, they are good at advertising. We don't mix technology with politics. Sometimes it's amusing that they are posting about its defense corporation, but it's so horrible.
Okay, so Sagar, you can speak later. Yeah, Turkey. Yeah, you can go ahead.
In response to China, as it is about technology sharing, and when it is about technology sharing, I would like to say to the People's Republic of China that through its domestic legislation, China restricts the access and operation of foreign investment in its territory by conditioning the approval of foreign investment upon performance requirement, including requirements related to the transfer of technology and the conduct of research and development in China. So it is a World Trade Organization, because China has been very profound in that. They are using technology, but they are restricting the foreign investment in them. They are restricting other countries in in terms of technology. They want all the technology benefit, but they do not want to share it with the world. So when it is in terms of technology, China should at least keep quiet in this matter. In terms of resolution, I would like to say we have established our vision as creating value on worldwide scale with an agile and sustainable AI ecosystem for a prosperous Turkey. Now the most important part. Through Digital Eye Project, we made it possible for AI system to analyze the MRIs of patients with brain tumors. We have helped our country in it. So our resolution for today is the exchange of technology to improve medical facilities across the world. Because in terms of medical, there are countries who are suffering a lot. There are countries who are enjoying this benefit. So what resolution we want is the exchange of technology to improve medical facilities across the world. Let's use the technology as much as we can.
How many countries are in support? Only Germany, US? Yeah. Can you please repeat it?
The exchange of technology to improve medical facilities across the world. I say this because we have Digital Eye Project, and through Digital Eye Project, we are helping to create, we are using AI to analyze the MRIs.
Okay. So how many countries are in support? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Below 50%, I think. So that will not go into the resolution. I'm very sorry. Yes, China, you can respond.
You are always the villain in someone's story because you cannot be the hero in everyone's story. Well, when the People's Republic of China have proposed solutions, we were welcome with allegations. We were welcome with issues which were not even cited by us when we talk about climate-related technology, how we have developed and how we have helped, and using the laws of China and how it should be supported. No, we were welcome with allegations which were not even related to the statements which we have highlighted. Now coming to that part, first statement which was highlighted is like the artificial islands. Well, Honorable Moderator Sir, highlighting this factor, if there is a laptop, if this mentioned that using a laptop here is not allowed, that's it. If it's not mentioned, everyone, that a laptop is not allowed in a university, then it is allowed. So there are no particular laws which states that making of artificial islands is illegal. For that reason, like if the particular country have any issues, they could suggest a resolution. Even we suggest a resolution for the development or the regulation of artificial islands. All right. Coming on to the second allegation, which was put forward by the United States of America. Well, the United States of America mispronounce the word alleged. Yes, when it's mentioned alleged, which means an allegation are put forward, but not it's not proved enough that it is done. Similarly, there were a lot of allegations against the United States of America that the United States of America is responsible enough for the wars and the killings of thousands of people in Iran. They are responsible for a lot of issues which have been created in the Middle East, and they are the reason. And if now they put forward that we allege People's Republic of China, they should look into their own house before throwing a rock into the windows of the People's Republic of China. Last question which was put forward by Turkey. Turkey have highlighted that the delegation of Turkey have been highlighting that about the foreign investments and the sharing. Well, every country have their own laws, and they do even have their own laws. They abide by their own laws, and similarly highlighting the Article 97 of the Law of People's Republic of China, Promotion of Scientific and Technology Process 2007. All actions will be done based on the laws of each country, and each country has the right to go and abide by the laws of their own country. And if they are ready to break their own countries, they are. But we follow our own countries because that have been passed by our house, and that we follow that. Thank you so much.
Okay, France was going to speak. Yeah, France. Then I'm coming to you. Yeah.
As my counterpart from the People's Republic of China pointed out about the Chinese government's stand on climate change, I would like to draw a very factual information that China is responsible for 13% globally for the carbon emissions, and as according to a report published in 2023, China was the world's largest polluter. In this regard, I would like to express the stand of my government that France, as a signatory to the Paris Agreement, advocates for global cooperation and collective actions to address climate change and reduce greenhouse gas emissions. It promotes the adoption of climate standards, renewable energy technologies, and sustainable practices to mitigate the impacts of climate change and transition to a low carbon economy. I would like to also point out that Since 2006, China is the world's largest annual greenhouse gas emitter. So I would like a statement from the delegate of China, what steps the country have taken in regards to reduce the carbon emissions.
Okay, I'll come back to China. I'll come back to China. You can respond together. Yeah, European Union, you can respond to China.
It's not illegal to use a laptop, but if you're using somebody else's laptop without asking their permission, it is illegal. That is what China has been doing. Secondly, sir, the question was not about creation of artificial islands, but the question of artificial islands being created in a controversial zone, that is the 9-dash line and it's beyond. If China needs to follow an international law, the Permanent Court of Arbitration has provided its ruling in 2011 in favor of Philippines, where the court stated that the line belongs to Philippines and the ASEAN nations only. ASEAN has already established a Southeast Asian nuclear weapons-free zone. However, Chinese deployment of nuclear submarines creates a huge question mark to the global stability in it. In the same regards, I would like to suggest another solution, that is to prevent the ambitious and aggressive approaches of nations in case of nuclear facilities, as we have seen that at present, Russia is also now willing to set up a nuclear plant in the moon itself, which will not only increase the question of nuclearization in the space as well as a threat of another nuclear arms race as we have seen previously in 1951, sir. Hence, we would like to suggest that prevention of use of technology for promotion of technology for disarmament in global standards.
Okay, thank you. So how many countries are in support for that resolution brought up by European Union?
Promotion of disarmament in global standards.
I mean that is disarmament exists, right? Many of these processes
Sir,
exist.
yes,
But you propose about space-based disarmament?
Yes, so basically there are three types of disarmament: partial, complete and global. So partial and complete is what is being followed in the present world, which all the countries follow, but global means it will incorporate Arctic and space shuttle
Okay,
as well.
so this is global. We are talking about a big thing, global disarmament. So how many of the countries are in support? Okay, it's only 1-2 countries. Sorry, that's not going into the resolution. Yes, China was going to respond. Oh, yes, please, South Africa. Here, South Africa. After that, I'm coming to China. Okay, after that.
I would like to thank France for getting the committee and conference back to the point of why we are here. It's for technology, to discuss on technology sharing. And can we please stop wasting resources and time and money on proving who's right and who's wrong and allegations and the whole story. I think we can discuss it outside the room. I'd like to get the committee back to the point, and I'd request our head of state to follow up.
So the MV Treasure Oil spill occurred on 23 June 2000 when the ship sank 6 miles off the coast of South Africa while transporting iron ore from China to Brazil. The ship was carrying an estimated 1,300 tons of fuel oil, some of which spilled into the ocean, threatening the African penguin populations living on nearby islands.
And by the book, the country who has discharged the ship is responsible for the oil spills. However, it was the South African Maritime Safety Authority that looked after the penguins and who sent a team of divers and cleaned up the ocean at that point in time. That was in 2000. So we would request the setting up of an organization which looks after the maritime resources, and when there's trade occurring of oil, especially between two nations, I think special care should be taken so that we do have technology that take care of ships and oceans. However, specific technology can be introduced and can be worked upon so that this case does not occur again and people can take responsibility for what they have done to the climate.
Yeah, okay. So you're proposing a resolution or not? Not just the point you've raised?
So it's a statement. So
yeah,
it's
okay,
not
it's
a
fine.
motion.
It's fine. So USA, and I'm coming back to China then. Okay, USA first.
I'd like to respond to the allegations made by China. First of all, I'd like to agree with the delegate of European Union for making an excellent statement that it's not illegal to have a laptop in here, but the question arises where they're making these islands. I think that's of paramount significance because the regions where they're making all of these islands is quite controversial, and China should respect the sovereignty of the other nations. Secondly, the allegation raised by China to USA that we are waging wars in the Middle East, I'd simply like to respond by saying that we are not pouring billions of dollars just for the sake of it, but to promote democracy and fight against terrorism. I'd also like to question China on what basis they're offering its covert support to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Moreover, it is also creating geopolitical tensions when it comes to Taiwan's reunification. They have stated it very clearly that they will be reuniting with Taiwan if necessary by force. I think that's something which is very, very controversial, and it sparks geopolitical tensions. Again, not only with China, but also they are having disputes in the South China Sea, whether it be Senkaku Islands of Japan or Philippines, or also the border against India. So I'd like to question China on what basis they are making such claims and giving such a stark rise in geopolitical tensions in the region. Thank you.
Okay, South Korea wants to make a point. Quick point, please. Yeah.
The climate crisis is alarming and dire, with the time to remaining to keep global temperature below 1.5 degrees Celsius already imminent. Thereby, South Korea would like to pass a resolution which would, environment-based AI technology that would be able to assist with predicting abnormal climate change and combat climate crisis.
Okay, environment-based AI technology. Which countries are in support of collaborating for such an effort? Okay, so yeah, it's
environment-based AI technology which would be able to predict abnormal climate change and help combat climate crisis.
okay. So we have okay. That goes into the resolution. Please read it out. Yeah.
Okay. Environment-based AI technology which would be able to assist with predicting abnormal climate change.
Okay, thank you. China, please. Now, China, please respond. Oh.
Sir, just a question.
Yeah, yeah.
Sir, can the delegate of the South Korea provide more details about this technology? Because as far as the world knows, this technology already exists.
Okay. So, would you like to clarify the nature of this technology you are talking about, AI? What kind of AI and what it's supposed to do?
Well, it would be a collaboration between the developed and the developing countries, where we'd be working on this to reduce the carbon emissions, as well as build AI technologies that would be provided to the developing countries in order to measure the climate changes that's happening as of now.
But I think China is right in a sense that AI is being used as of now to look after this climate change happening.
But it's only accessible to the developed countries as compared to the developing ones.
It should be made accessible to the developing countries. Yes. Okay. So AI-based environmental technologies should be made accessible to the developing countries. That's very important. Yes. Now, yes, China can respond to to all of these allegations.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. So, even after this, after the statement of the head of the state of China, the foreign minister would like to follow up with some of the most intrusive details that is important in this committee. Sir, the allegation has been put on the People's Republic of China regarding why does China not collaborate or give complete access to the Western technologies to enter into China. Sir, the People's Republic of China has clearly mentioned in this committee that we believe in joint ventures and joint collaborations and not the complete domination and authority of any other company in China or in the matter of fact, any aspect. So, joint ventures are for the purpose of person development too, and not just the complete authority of a single entity in any other nation. And with regards to the allegation that has been put on China being the largest emitter of carbon dioxide, sir, the question arises on the statistics that have been placed here and by the sources of the statistics, because these are the same statistics that have proposed the World Happiness Index. So, can you just imagine World Happiness Index, a state like Palestine being in a better state than China or any other country, a war-torn country being in fact any other Asian nation that is not in a verge of war, a country like Palestine, a country like Ukraine getting better ranked than that country, that poses a question on the statistics and the norms that have been used on placing those countries in this line. Sir, China if China is the largest contributor of carbon dioxide in the entire world, it is also the largest manufacturer of solar panels and wind turbines. Of course, the population matters in this aspect. And as mentioned in the first speech of the People's Republic of China, this year alone, China built enough solar, wind, and hydro and nuclear capacity to cover the entire electricity consumption of France. China is the largest contributor to green technology in the world, sir. And China will collaborate with other countries. And in fact, the countries in the African Union, the countries in Africa that have been long ignored by the United States and by the allies of the United States have always supported, the nation of China has always supported these countries, be it for the development of green technology, or be it for the development of space technology or any other technology. China has invested a lot in maritime aspect and other countries in the world with regards to technological development, sir. And I would like the Foreign Minister of China to kindly come up with some specific details that is very important to be placed in the committee.
Well, it's very strange enough when the answer for the reasons of war in the Middle East were given because they needed democracy by a particular country, United States of America. Well, it's strange enough when there exists a body called the United Nations, it becomes the responsibility of the United States of America to take actions when there is democracy is required. Well, it is strange enough where there's oil, there is requirement for democracy. Well, it's strange enough when the statements have been given by France that 13% of carbon emissions are done by China itself. Well, if we look into the population of China, well, very simple thing. When we look into the GDP can be very exaggerated thing because 10 people might contribute 1 rupee and this constitute to 10 rupees. But 2 people can contribute 5 rupees and contribute it to 10 as well. So both are at 10, but who have contributed more? The one who is contributing 5. So similarly, if we look into that, in that scenario, if we look, the population of China is so high compared to like 13% is comparatively less to that of the of France, where they have doing it for the very long time. When we had an industrial revolution and where the population of China was so high at that moment that it was required enough, and we are decreasing it day by day, and that is a very reason that the head of state have clearly mentioned that we are one of the biggest reasons why we have been promoting. If we look into the semiconductor industry, China is the biggest player there. If we look into the solar powers, the green energy, China is the one who is providing energy to multiple countries. If we even look, there is an allegation which have been put forward by South Africa. South Africa have been provided that how we have been interfering into their own region, well, highlighting this fact that the parliament in the African Union was built by the People's Republic of China, and that it was not us which we went there that we want to build there. It was a bid which was given and that was sanctioned by the African Union itself. So the fake allegations which have been put forward, we clearly condemn them. Also, fake allegations which have been put forward by Turkey about the foreign investment that we are not doing. We are the one using the Belt and Road Initiative. We are the one who have been doing the highest number of investments, and we are, if sharing technology is not a part of investment, I believe they have to look into their books once again. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Japan. Here, Japan.
Arigato, Mr. Speaker. So I'd like to continue my point from the delegates of the United States. I'd like to discuss on the technology sharing. So delegates, it has come to our attention that despite assurances to the contrary, there have been repeated instances of technology theft by the Republic of China. Recently, China test flew the J-20, a pioneer stealth fighter aircraft developed through indigenous fighter development program in US. This action has drawn international criticism due to its striking similarities in design to the American fifth generation stealth fighter aircraft, the F-35. The resemblance between the two aircraft is undeniable, with even the curvature of the plane seemingly copied to replicate stealth features. Furthermore, allegations and evidences of secret information acquisition in the development of the J-20 have been surfaced. Reports from the American manufacturer Lockheed Martin indicate that highly confidential blueprints of the F-35 were hacked or stolen by the Chinese hackers. Similarly, security breaches were highlighted by Edward Snowden, a former CIA operative. Moreover, attempts to obtain information on the Australian F-35 contractor further support these allegations. In light of these egregious actions, it is imperative that this assembly take decisive actions to address technology theft and safeguard intellectual property rights. We propose the passage of a resolution condemning such behavior and calling for stringent measures to prevent further instances of technology theft. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So, Mexico.
in this scenario of blame game that developed nations are carrying out, we would like to bring to the forefront issues relating to global south and our contribution to it despite our various challenges. We want to highlight that developing countries face significant challenges in assessing and utilizing advanced technologies with limited funding for research and development and inadequate infrastructure. Bridging this technological gap is crucial for achieving sustainable development goals. Our support for responsible technology sharing is closely linked to our efforts to address drug-related problems by using dual technology in border security, data analysis, public health, cyber security, and alternative development. We aim to enhance our drug control measures and promote sustainable solutions to this. We also want to strengthen dual technology as AI and biotechnology have the potential to revolutionize various industries, including healthcare, agriculture, and we are in urgent need of protecting our cyber security and drug-related matters. Thank you.
Thank you. European Union.
Statement made by South Africa stating that there has been a lack of international organizations that specifically look upon oil spills. Sir, the international organization list includes International Oil Pollution Compensation Fund, IOPC, United Nations Environment Program, United Nations Environment Program, World Conservation Monitoring Center, World Bank Oil, Gas, Mining and Chemicals Department, which specifically looks upon the oil spill part. So secondly, coming to general information, oil spill response, it comes under Global Marine Oil Pollution Information Gateway and the Norwegian Oil Spill Control Association. For regional organizations, we have ROPME, MEMAC, CEP, the Commission for Protection of the Black Sea, Permanent Commission for the Protection of the South Pacific, Shared Environment Information System, and the European Maritime Safety Agency as well. Sir, rather than we should focus upon a very important topic that some of us have forgotten, that is the counter-terrorism methods through the use of science and technological development. Sir, keeping in mind of the UNSC Resolution 2178 that specifically quotes unquote foreign terrorist fighters, UNSC Resolution 2396 of 2017 that talks about developing a work list to monitor about the terrorist forces, and UNSC Resolution 1373 that obligates the state for a more effective anti-terrorist response. I suggest to the resolution for use of technology for countering terrorism and protection of civilians. This comes in response to certain countries that have failed to adhere to the statements of UNSC Resolution 1373. Failed states like Democratic People's Republic of Korea, questionable states like Syrian Arab Republic, and countries like Iran and Pakistan that have a history of sponsoring terrorism can be brought forward into legal action under this.
Okay, so you have proposed the resolution?
Yes, sir. Use of technology for counter-terrorism and protection of civilians.
Okay, so how many countries are in support? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. So, okay, sorry, less than 50%, so that doesn't go into the resolution. Yes, Germany, please.
Hello. Following up Mexico's and South Korea's statement, in regards with the recent impact of 7.8 magnitude earthquake in 6th of February 2023 in Turkey and Syrian border that amounted to huge losses on human lives and infrastructural development, we seek to promote a resolution that aims to develop technologies, to develop and share and also transfer technologies to counter-detect such tectonic natural disasters with the support and coordination of the G-20 members.
Okay.
Sir, we seek to promote a resolution.
Oh yeah, resolution. Please read it out.
To share, develop and transfer technologies to counter-detect tectonic natural disasters. Sir.
Tectonic natural disasters. Okay, so how many countries are in support? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so that goes into that resolution. Please read it out again. Yes, please read it out again.
To develop, transfer and share technologies to counter-detect tectonic natural disasters.
Okay. Turkey.
Thank you, Speaker, sir. In response to the People's Republic of China, when they mentioned about a project called Belt and Road Initiative, I mentioned that it is their flagship project. And they must understand what flagship means. Flagship means they do not want trade to remain free among other countries. They want to build a project for their own benefit. Because in this, China has already invested close to $1 trillion, either by giving low interest loans, I repeat, low interest loans, or by starting construction contracts. So there was a strong need for an alternative. And hence, when G-20 happened in India, there was a project called India, Middle East, Europe Corridor. And this project was just made because so that China does not dominate that market. And when India, Middle East, Europe Corridor was launched, I tell this house that China was absent. I asked them why they were absent on that. If they have a project, if another country, another G20 meeting has proposed another project, then why those projects are not being praised? Because those projects allows that the trade remains free among other global nations. So moving on to my next concern is the kids' online safety. So when we mention about kids' online safety, a few days ago in America, 60 teenagers were died. 60 teenagers were died because the tech giants in apps like Facebook, Snapchat, they were selling drugs like fentanyl-laced pills through their tech apps. And through those apps, the children were dying without the consent of the parents. Those children were involved in those social media apps. So my proposed statement is that we want, at first, the regulation amongst those apps so that kids' online safety remains our priorities. When we talk about technology, first thing that comes in our mind, it's kids' online safety. So my proposed agenda is that today we need to discuss about that. We need to bring a resolution that kids' online safety is our priority. We need to bring a rules and regulation among those tech giants, because the tech giants are like the British monarchy. They accept everything, but they do not amend anything. They do not change among them. They earn money. They accept that we are doing this, we are doing that, but they do not have anything that which concern about the safety of children. So we want a rule against them. That's our resolution.
Okay. China. Yeah.
Well, it's strange enough. Well, few statements here are quite similar to that of a tusk of an elephant, because the elephant have two teeth, one for showing and one for eating. Similar statements were given here. Similar statements where statements are given that why have People's Republic of China not present in the G20 meet? It's strange enough that that country particular have not been present during the currently during the UN resolution when it was for the Ukraine. In the Ukrainian matter, why that country have abstained and not was present at that moment is strange enough. It's strange enough when there are questions about the BRI project, Belt and Road Initiative. Belt and Road. Yes, road, which is a road is always the road to development. When we talk about development, we have been doing, and they already have mentioned that how we have been like highlighting about the $1 trillion of investment. We have been not doing this in developed countries, which they have been highlighting, like the United States of America, like the European Union, but in countries where it is required, like the African countries where, like in Pakistan, where they are like there are very starvation issues have been going on. We have been investing there when they are not investing there because they know the return of investment. The return of investment in those countries are very less. But if they invest in countries which have very high potential, they'll get more better like returns. For that reason, they have not. And if in that moment People's Republic of China stand out among all these countries, major countries, and we step for the people who are in need, why there is an issue stated there. And those amounts which have been given are not given, are taken back to the People's Republic of China. Those are given in those regions where it is required. So what's the issue in that? Also, highlighting the issue stated by Mexico that about the technology sharing on climate, we, the People's Republic of China, suggest a resolution on the climate technology sharing among different countries.
Okay. So climate technology sharing among different countries. China's
No.
South Korea passed it.
It is based on the issues like the natural calamities and stuff. Based on, like for example, we know if there is an issue which have been like a tsunami in the region of Japan. In the region of Japan, that can also impact major other countries like Maldives and all. So in that regions, that is not under any resolution till now. No resolution in the United States have a particular technology sharing on climate change.
Yeah, okay, probably that comes under that. Okay, thank you so much. Yes, your country, Argentina, please.
As the fellow delegates of China has stated the statement of that USA has been, there are countries who has been wanting democracy from USA, but I would like to say that China is the country who has been targeting those developing countries such as Sri Lanka, Pakistan and Maldives. They are trying to take those developing countries, set up their militaries to occupy other parts of the country. What do you guys want to say about China about this?
Okay, France. After that, I'll take a last statement from European Union and we'll be done with the first session, okay? And then we'll go. For the first session, you'll speak.
A road to development. It was quoted by the minister, the foreign minister of the People's Republic of China, a road to development. Well, the BRI is an investment. An investment should be for the sake of investment. It should have some long-term goals. It should have some long-term effects. But the measures that have been taken through the BRI have brought the countries to a level where they have to struggle for their autonomy and sovereignty. Take, for example, the example of Sri Lanka, which is struggling to control its autonomy because of the Chinese interference. They are falling prey of the Chinese control, and the level of corruption and the interference by the Chinese government into their internal affairs is rising. Apart from that, several measures of the BRI initiative has resulted in environmental hazards. Take, for example, the coal dumping in developing countries, and also the Arctic oil extraction through the polar Silk Road with excessive production. I would also like to draw a report of the collective on Chinese financing and investment, human rights and environment report that looked at 26 projects in Argentina, Brazil, Mexico, Colombia, and other countries in the southern and the Latin American continent. I would like to point that the Chinese funding infrastructure, energy, and mining projects have contributed to deforestation and water pollution. It noted that many of the projects have damaged local watersheds, either by polluting them with cyanide and peroxide or interfering with the river flows that resulted in flooding or droughts. At a time when a country is responsible for creating artificial flooding by changing the river course, you're proposing a motion to protect the tectonic movements in Japan at a time when another country or the Japanese government is doing several things to protect or to prevent such hazards from happening.
South Korea, okay.
The Republic of Korea understands the importance of microprocessors and semiconductors and has made significant progress in the field of designing as well as production, reaching a 14-year high in the current year of 2024. At the same time, acknowledgement is given to the unfortunate geopolitical situation of the South China Sea and the situation of a fellow East Asian country, Japan. Therefore, to avoid economic instability caused by geopolitical strife and facilitate the agenda of this topic, which is technology sharing, the Republic of Korea proposes a resolution of joint venture into the investment and tech sharing of microprocessors to the Republic of India, a fellow democracy and a country of the global South.
Okay, last statement from European Union, and then we are going for the tea break. Huh? Resolution. Yeah. So which countries are in support? Can you repeat it? Yeah, I also didn't get it.
To avoid economic instability caused by geopolitical strife and facilitate the agenda and topic of this meeting, the Republic of Korea proposes a resolution of joint venture into the investment and tech sharing of microprocessor technology to the Republic of India, fellow democratic country and a country of the global South.
Okay. Okay, so how many countries are in support? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so that goes into the resolution. Read it out. Read it out. South Korea, please read it out. Yeah, just write it.
Resolution of joint venture into the investment and tech sharing of microprocessor in the Republic of India, a fellow democracy. Okay, is it? Okay. Okay, a joint agreement in the investment and tech sharing of microprocessor in the Republic of India. That's fine.
Okay. Okay, European Union. Please give the mic to European Union. And then we are finishing the first session. Yeah, we'll have one other session, don't worry. You will get chance to speak, all right? One more session is there. Yeah, please.
Moderator, so we must realize that China is neither our enemy, but they cannot be considered as a friend as well. China must first realize their part in globe acting as a superpower with nuclear weapon capabilities. If they continue to have initiatives such as the BRI, which has been complained by their counterpart India within the UNSC framework as well, then China should not come up and complain against American warships being stationed at Taiwan. This leads us to another. This leads us that as a European Union, we have seen the playbook of how China came to dominate the solar panel industry. First, attracting foreign investments into its large domestic market, usually requiring joint ventures. Second one was by acquiring the technology and not always above the board. The third one was granting massive subsidies for domestic suppliers with simultaneous and progressively closing the domestic market to foreign business. And fourth, exporting excess capacity to the rest of the world at low prices. The result is that nowadays less than 3% of the solar panels installed in the European Union are produced in Europe. We see this playbook now deployed across all clean tech areas, legacy semiconductors and beyond, as China doubles down on supply side support strategy to address its economic downturn. Our economies cannot absorb this. It is only dangerous for our competitiveness. It also jeopardizes our economic security as well. We have seen how one-sided dependency can be used against us, and this is why Europe, just as the US, is reacting to China, and that is it. In October last year, the European Commission launched an anti-subsidy investigation into the imports of electric vehicles from China. If we determine that those electric cars have been illegally subsidized, we will impose remedies. In last few weeks, we have also launched investigation under our foreign subsidy regulation every time we suspect that any foreign company that had been unduly advantaged in a public tender, we dig further. We have investigated suspicious bids in public tenders for trains in Bulgaria, resulting in a Chinese state-owned company withdrawing its bids simply without any explanation. Just last week, we opened investigations in bids by Chinese companies that may have been unduly advantaged in public tender for solar panels in Romania. Furthermore, and lastly, I announced today that we are launching a new inquiry into Chinese suppliers of wind turbines. We are investing the conditions for development of wind parks in Spain, Greece, France, Romania and Bulgaria that has been developed after installing Chinese wind turbines. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So we're moving into the tea break. Thank you. There is another session, okay? So, judges, you want to give China a chance to speak, or we're moving into the next? Lot of chances. Not now. Okay, next session.
Countries which are already there in the developed countries. For that reason, because in the last COVID pandemic, the world is going through the recession of the semiconductor chips. But the African Union has country like Tanzania and Mozambique, which we have, due to that we have large graphite resources, and hence we want to emphasize that the construction of such plants would help the world to mitigate the challenge of the semiconductor chips.
South Africa cannot say that other countries are looking out for their own benefits and questioning their morality when a South African politician had been called for killing the Boer, killing the whites, and he had been booked for racist remarks, and South Africa's accusation against Israel of genocide that they brought to the ICJ. It questions their moral conduct, their moral standing, and that is all. Yeah.
I'd like to continue forward with the delegation's message that the South Africa and as well the African Union cannot, continue to encroach upon us developed countries. Because as the Japanese, we have a state-owned organization, that is the Japan International Cooperation Agency, and we have our footprints over more than 50 countries around the world, and including Africa. In the Africa, you can see that we have invested about $2.4 billion by 2024 recently, and we are also continuing our investing opportunities in semiconductor. Like you pointed out, we have invested about 7 billion in research and development in 2021 to the Indian semiconductor facilities. So I don't think that we are just ignoring the developing countries, and definitely we are contributing our part in it.
China. We know how to recognize that. We have paid, for example, to Namibia, we have also paid them a few $1 billion for reparations because of our colonial history with them. So that is not justifying
I would like to follow up with the remarks by the German as well as the Japanese delegate. France similarly follows up various semiconductor technologies, and we have shared the same with the African countries to build up their own semiconductor companies. And I would like to state a few examples. Our research institutions such as the French National Center for Scientific Research and the universities have collaborated with the universities and research centers in the developing countries, especially the African countries, to research on semiconductor physics, nanotechnology and material sciences. Similarly, our Grenoble Institute of Technology in France offers courses and workshops for semiconductor engineering. So it would be a balanced lie to say that the developed countries which have the semiconductor technology are not sharing it up with the African countries, when the three countries, France, Germany and Japan, we have done efforts, we have done a lot of efforts, we have taken a lot of efforts to share our technology with these countries.
Well, honorable moderator, sir, I guess you have got the answer that why, when the African Union delegate wanted to speak, it was the people's representative of People's Republic of China who gave them the opportunity to speak, and we sat down. But it was interrupted by a particular nation, and that's the reason we say that we stand for people who want to speak. We try to become their voice, and when we cannot become their voice, we let our voices count for some time so that they could speak. But that have been clearly interrupted by Germany. Now, highlighting a very important issue, that when a question came that the only reason that the European Union have been stating that the only reason that the warships and the military have entered the South China Sea was that because we were trying to take over Taiwan. First of all, Taiwan, and highlighting the southern part of Tibet occupied by India is an integral part of People's Republic of China, and just to protect our boundaries, we have the right. But they are highlighting that if they can enter into Middle East, no, via the BRI project, none of our military have entered into any country, because every country have their own laws and they abide by their own laws. But when they enter into our maritime zone, we have the right to protect our country, and for that reason, when we step upon, they should not raise their voice that why we have been speaking. Thank you.
Nations should not be held accountable for their previous mistake. Germany at its present capacity should not be held accountable for the Third Reich. If that is the case, if World War II scenario is to be repeated, South Africa must comply with the Commonwealth of United Kingdom and should execute its order. Secondly, sir, South Africa goes on to allege that only the big players of the South African gold export was $22.7 billion. The platinum export is worth $19.3 billion. The gold brisket worth is $12.7 billion, and the diamond is worth $6.22 billion at the end of 2023 fiscal year. Sir, highest beneficiaries of South African market is China at the cost of $23.4 billion, US at the cost of $10.9 billion, Germany at the cost of $9.96 billion, India at the cost of $9.14 billion, and Japan at the cost of $8.85 billion. All the countries that have been alleged by South Africa that they have been speaking. If these countries were speaking on South Africa, we have a dare not speaking. The blame game and victim card should not be played.
Respected moderator, sir. A big thank you for the European Union for emphasizing our economy like that, because is that not the very reason that France and every other developed country have the research centers in South Africa? It is not, you're not doing charity.
Respected moderator, sir.
It's more of your benefit than ours, very honestly. Your research centers are researching on our minerals for what? Are you doing it for charity? You're not doing it for charity. You're doing it so that you can use it in your own semiconductors. We export it out to you. We export it out to China. Why?
Sir, we've been transferring the technology since a long time. We with China helping China with oil refinery tech. Sir, it's very strange that we have been helping African unions with food security technology, and they are blaming us only. How they are being transferred into chameleon?
Respected.
They have been changing colors since a very long time. So we should literally
Respected speaker. Respected speaker. Honorable Speaker, I have a point to make here. Can you please sit down? I have a point to make here. Our Republic of China delegate pointed out that they're giving voices to the unheard countries. But how about we talk about the Uyghur Muslims in China? Over 12 million people are being transported as we speak here. They're in detention camps. They're facing difficulties. And over 1 billion people are going through surveillances daily. They can't even go outside properly. What do you think about that, the Republic of China, please?
Hello. I would like to point out, Russia said about their technology transfer, but in light of the Ukraine war and the performance of the Russian military, which said, quote unquote, Kiev in 3 days, and I would like to point out in CSTO when Armenia was invaded by Azerbaijan, the Russian aid never came. And India's T-60 tanks that they were given by Russia to develop and use were taken and were kept in Russia, and India never received those tanks. So it is not surprising to say that the credibility of Russian technology and their quality is seriously being considered. Seeing as the recently Victory Day parade had only one T-14 tank, I believe, so it is questionable how much of their equipment is really functioning.
I would like to follow up with Japan's statement that China has been dominating these minority religions in their country, as well as the human right can't be seen in China as part of Argentina. We are supporting the human rights and we have been giving the religious minority the equal power. But in case of China, we can't see that.
Respected moderator, sir, I'd like to make a point to the statements and allegations forwarded by the South African delegate. She's alleging and accusing all the developed nations that we are not giving up our technologies, but that is not the fact. I would request her to kindly do a fact check, and at the same time, I would also request her not to live in a fairy world, because incentives have to be given to the inventors so that they can innovate things which will develop the world. So it's not just giving up on technologies just for the sake of morality or something vague, things like that. So I would request the South African delegate to kindly have a touch of the reality. Thank you.
I'll follow up with the remarks by the Japanese delegate. He pointed about human rights violation. I will add it up. The rights of the LGBTQ community in China is vulnerable, and not just China, several other countries, African countries, it's vulnerable, while on the other hand, France has taken a very adaptive and a very remarkable step to ensuring proper human rights, proper equality to these communities. They are humans. They reserve the same right as a man and a woman. They are humans. They must get the same human rights, but some countries have taken it to a different level to violate their rights.
Moderator, sir, I'll just like to emphasize on one point that has been mentioned, that the European countries are not doing any favor on particular countries. We must understand that we are here to cooperate on a particular issue and understand and solve global issues. But if such aggressive stances continue to approach us from certain nations, we are also happy to say that yes, we are doing charity, because the committee must understand how our research center is initially established. It is when the two countries come to a mutual agreement, a piece of land is provided in the other sovereign nation, and only then the sovereign right is provided to the invited nation, where they can host their own installation center with their own capacities and help with the outcome to the nation that has provided the land. In this scenario, if France is to be alleged under the stances of European Union, it must be understood that European Union is rather helping South Africa and not harming them. But if they continue to say that we are doing a charity, they did not ask for it, we are also happy to withdraw from their charitable lands.
Honorable Speaker, South Africa has threatened to withdraw from, European Union is threatening to withdraw from South Africa, its companies.
South Africa is the home to more than 600 US companies across a range of many sectors, employing more than 2 lakh people in South Africa. And seeking to bring South Africa to their knees is at least actually self-sabotage to the European Union themselves. Because we were the key driver to the formulation of African Continental Free Trade Agreement, and now its implementation. South Africa is a significant supplier of critical minerals to the US, China, and the European Union. In 2021, the US imported nearly 100% of its chromium from South Africa, as well as over 25% of its manganese, titanium, and platinum. We supply 12% of 12 of the 50 minerals products identified by the US Geology Survey as critical as it is for US interest. So, coming back to your statement on not doing charity, I believe it's like all the developed nations here. I'm not trying to pinpoint particular developed nations, but one must notice and witness that all the supposedly historically white people are trying to come and corner
Respected moderator, sir.
South African and African Union.
Okay, now moderated session. Yes.
When the Honorable Speaker, sir.
Yeah.
Honorable Speaker, sir.
Now it's a moderated session. I'll let
With your permission, taking.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Honorable Speaker, sir, with your permission, taking the entire attention of this committee to why we are here actually for. Sir, the topic for semiconductors were raised in this committee, and it is of vital importance to understand how important and vital semiconductor industry is in the development of the present world. Sir, the delegation of the People's Republic of China would like to highlight the key importance that China plays in the production of semiconductor chips. China's semiconductor industry has contributed to the world's chip sales, accounting for over 53.7% of global sales in 2020, or $239.45 billion out of $446.1 billion. However, China still imports over 83% of the chips from multinational suppliers, totaling $199.7 billion in 2020. As the claims from the Honorable Delegate from the Republic of South Africa were placed that why some countries are not self-sufficient in this, I think the other countries in this committee can take lessons on how China actually learns from taking technologies from other countries, and at the same time tries to domestically develop these industries within their own countries so that they become self-sufficient. Honorable Speaker, sir, for example, the China's policy called the Made in China 2025 plan aims to achieve self-sufficiency by the semiconductor industry by increasing production of high-tech products and services. The China Integrated Circuit Industry Investment Fund invests in domestic semiconductor companies to help China reach this goal. And lastly, the provision that has been put forward by China to help other countries in technological collaboration, the developing countries can have the joint ventures with China so that these technologies like semiconductor chips can be transported, can be shared, and the joint development of those countries along with other developed countries also take place. Thank you.
I want this House to also discuss about intellectual property rights. If I think it's a very important issue. Intellectual property rights also. Yeah.
So we have proposed a resolution.
Yeah, you proposed the resolution?
That's right.
Yeah.
Sir, the resolution put forward by the People's Republic of China is the sharing of semiconductor technology, keeping in mind the growing demands of technological changes in the world with the developing countries by the developed nations.
Okay. So how many countries are in support with China? Yes.
When they mention sharing, so can you define sharing? Are you going to sell it, or is it export, or are you going to
Yeah. Please clarify.
So as we mentioned the word sharing, S-H-A-R-I-N-G, we'll highlight that these are a lot of bilateral like deals which we have done on semiconductors, highlighting the China European Union Comprehensive Agreement on Investment 2022. It's similar to that as well.
Okay.
So following up with the concept of sharing, we have already mentioned the word joint venture. So the companies of China, along with the collaboration of government of China, can collaborate with the government and companies of other countries in order to developing the necessary technological ventures.
Yes. Okay, joint ventures in developing countries for development.
So the resolution that has been proposed.
Industry, right?
Yeah. So the resolution that has been proposed by China.
Yeah. This is the resolution. Joint ventures in developing countries to develop the semiconductor industry.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
So,
So how many countries are in support now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Can I rephrase? I guess the committee is not.
Yeah. Please
acquainted
rephrase
with
it.
rephrasing this resolution that has been put forward by the People's Republic of China, keeping aside all the political biases that all the countries may have with each other, be it the West or be it Asia. The resolution is as follows: sharing of semiconductor technology with the developing nations by the able developed nations by proposing joint ventures with the government of the given countries.
Okay, now 1, 2, 3. Again, less than 50% are in support. Yeah, USA.
I'd like to add some points to the statement made by the Republic of China. Like, as we have seen in the past, that it has deliberately violated the IPR and the intellectual property of different organizations. So let me highlight, instead of doing this, let's create a joint organization that actually sees all the countries if they are sharing the semiconductor technology without like involvement of any government officials from any countries.
Okay. So yes, that's a direct reference to China, very important one. Can you yes. Okay.
Respected.
Okay, USA.
Respected moderator, I'd like to propose a resolution. Firstly, the whole summit has been turned into a high school debate, which was not the purpose of this summit. Therefore, I would like to, as USA, has been actively promoting women's participation and leadership in science, technology, engineering, mathematics, education, promoting mentorship programs and supporting initiatives that empower women to pursue careers in traditionally male-dominated fields. Additionally, the US government engages in international partnerships and collaborations to address barriers faced by women in STEM globally, aiming to foster diversity and innovation in these critical sections. Therefore, we'd like to raise a resolution suggesting implementing mentorship and training programs to support women's participation and leadership in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics fields, including technology transfer and knowledge sharing initiatives.
Okay, how many countries are in support? 1, 2, 3. Okay, more than 50%. So that goes into the resolution. Please read it out again for them.
Implementing mentorship and training programs to support women's participation and leadership in science, technology, engineering, mathematics fields, including technology transfer and knowledge sharing initiatives.
Okay, thank you. Russia.
Sir, technology's transfer is one of the integral component of the modern scientific and technological progress. Sir, in the light of constitutional norm on guarantee of the unity of economic space, freedom of technical activity and protection of the intellectual right by laws. Sir, the problem of the legal regulation of the relation on the transfer of rights to technology seems to be relevant, sir, for so that intellectual property rights should be framed in such a way that we should be flexible for doing so. Sir, for intellectual property right, the representative of the Russia, would like to propose a resolution which states developing flexible intellectual property frameworks that balance the interest of technology providers with the need for accessibility and affordability in the developing countries.
Okay, so how many countries are in support? Rephrase it. It's a Sagar, do one thing, you rephrase it and then come back again, okay? We are going with, yes. Australia, right? Yeah.
When the whole house is, it's working? When the whole house is in fire, saving your favorite bedroom doesn't help. We all are here aware of what China and Russia has been doing for the past years. We know how they are a threat to securities in their specific regions. So we're not here to choose whose story is more tangible and whose is more far-fetched. We're here to forge a common story. We're here because we need to cooperate and coordinate with each other. Blaming each other won't help. The resolution that I would like to put forward is promotion of joint research and joint research venture and information sharing among state-run incubators and startup ecosystems with the aim to leverage investments to developing nations.
Okay, how many are in support? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Let me rephrase it, repeat it. Promotion of joint research, venture, and information sharing among state-run incubators and startup ecosystems with the aim to leverage investments to developing nations.
How many are in support? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, more than 11, that goes into the resolution. Read it out again to them. Okay. Or you go and take it. Yeah, just give it. Yeah, them. Okay, Germany. Germany. Yeah.
Excuse me. Honorable Chair, in observation of the success of the Indian digital economy, our allied partner, that involves monetary transaction through UPI, Paytm, and other modes of transaction, we seek to promote a resolution with the support of the member countries for the digitalization of economy amongst the countries of the world for a faster, efficient, a more versatile and a globalized economy to facilitate free trade, adding that we as the proposer will take the initiative of providing sufficient investments to promote such economies among the underdeveloped countries that will hopefully be supported by other well-developed countries. So it's a motion.
It's a motion?
Yeah.
Again?
Sir, digitalization of economy amongst the countries of the world for a faster, efficient, a more versatile and a globalized economy to facilitate free trade.
Yeah. How many countries are in support? Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 10, 11. Okay, so that goes into the resolution. Yeah. Please read it out.
Sir, can I...
So I'll come back to that. European Union.
Sir.
You
Excuse me,
speak
sir.
and address on the issue of IPR also.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, is my resolution passed?
Yes.
11
Yes.
votes. Sir,
Oh, yes.
should I rephrase it to...
Yes, to them.
Russia, excuse me once.
Yeah. After European Union, I'm coming to you.
Digitalization of economy amongst the countries of the world for a faster, efficient, a more versatile and a globalized economy to facilitate free trade.
Okay.
Should I just read and give you?
Speaker, so several general principles are important for effective production of intellectual property rights in European Union. First, it is important to have an overall strategy to protect our IP. Second, IP may be protected different in European Union than in United States. Third, rights must be registered and enforced in the European Union under local laws. For example, any US trademark registration, design or utility patent titles will not protect in European Union without further administrative procedure. However, the procedure is very cooperative in nature. Most copyrighted works created in US will be automatically protected in European Union as well from the moment of creation or publication according to international agreements. This shows a cooperation between how regional agreements can help in development of intellectual property rights. However, the extension of protection will vary according to the laws of each member of the European Union. Protection against unauthorized use will vary depending on national laws of each country. Obtaining a utility patent in member states of the European Union is based to be the first to file system. The first person to entry register like the patent becomes the title holder. Likewise, most trademarks and design rights similar to design patent are based on a first file to registration system. Therefore, we should consider how to obtain patent, design or trademark protection before introducing our products into the service of the European Union market. But we should also consider having an IP strategy for the whole world even before entering into foreign markets to ensure that we do not lose the possibility to obtain IP protection outside our domestic jurisdiction. Trademarks and design titles can be obtained for the whole of European Union at the EU Intellectual Property Office. Individual titles for member states can also be obtained at the corresponding IP office. Similarly, a bundle of patent titles can be obtained from various countries through a simplified process at the European Patent Office. An individual patent title can be directly obtained from the patent office member state as well. Thank you.
Okay, China, you can speak, but address Japan's. Japan raised one issue that you have copied the F-35 design, defense technology, totally from USA. So I want you to address that as well.
Sir, the address will be done by the Honorable Foreign Minister of Japan, but before that, China would like to address a more pressing issue that has to be addressed in this committee, and that is regarding the IPR.
Yeah.
Sir, regarding the refuted claims of China violating any sort of the intellectual property rights, China does not endorse such claims. Moderator, sir, keeping forward some of the stats that the committee has must to know is that China's intellectual property trade that has expanded in the year 2023. So China's intellectual property trade expanded in the year 2023, demonstrating the country's steadily improving international competitiveness in the area, official data has showed. In fact, from the year 2013 to 2023, the average annual growth rate of China's total trade in intellectual property royalties stood at 9.4%, according to data from the State Administration of Foreign Exchange. Last year, the total trade volume of intellectual property royalties reached $53.7 billion. Among the total, exports stood at 11 billion, an increase of nearly 70% compared with 2019. The data has showed. So in the year,
okay, thank you, China. But I also want opinion from few of the countries who have not spoken much. United Kingdom. Right now, I want your opinion. Yeah. Answer to the allegation.
By Japan,
respond to the allegation. Don't take much time,
Sure,
but
sir.
you know, yeah.
So as the allegation have came forward that People's Republic of China have been copying machineries of other countries, well, highlighting into that fact, answering if there's a lemonade made with 2 spoons of lemon and a lemonade made with like using a different machine, that does not mean copying. For similarly, if something illegal have been done by the People's Republic of China, we urge the respective country to please come to the International Court of Justice and have a case filed on us, because if anything have been patented and we have copied enough, we are liable to the International Court of Justice. If anything wrong have happened, we'll urge them to please come to the International Court of Justice and prove us wrong, and please not like make fake allegations where just to cover up their own mistakes. Thank you.
Okay, Japan, you do your fact check and come back. Okay. Yeah, Japan, you want to respond?
Looking at this image and tell me, are they not the same plane? Are they not the same plane? Please, everyone, look at this and try to tell me which one is J-20, which one is F-35, and then come to me. Thank you very much.
Remove the cover.
Okay, thank you.
Answering to that.
Yeah, okay.
Answering to that, Honorable Moderator sir, I will take your permission to please come forward a bit, if you allow me.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Moderator sir, what is this? Do you see? A cell phone?
Yeah.
This is a cell phone of France. So as Japan have raised the issue, so can I just get your cell phone? So what is this?
Cell phone.
So does that mean that this cell phone is copied by that?
No.
Thank you, sir.
Then I want to add with you, being the representative of Argentina, we can see many copying of architecture as well as natural resources. You all have made the artificial sun, and you guys, you have been destroying the natural resources in a very vast way. With your industrial development doesn't mean your developments, it's ruining the environment as well as, and you guys, you all have been copying many architectural monuments from different parts of the country.
Okay. So yeah, I'm coming back to all of you who are speaking, but UK, I want your opinion. UK. Yeah, please, any opinion?
Okay, Honorable Sir.
Yeah, I'll come back to. Yeah.
Defense technology also include the development of cyber security measures to protect military and government network from cyber attack. Cyber attack is becoming increasingly critical as militaries relies on digital technologies, cyber attacks. And talking about the roadmap, the roadmap have a comprehensive resource of investors and customers with worldwide showcasing. The UK technology powers and space exploration. It continues the consumptions, collaborations, and review will ensure the roadmap remains up to date with energy technologies and the UK involving ambition in space. Thank you.
Okay, Mexico. Yeah. Your opinion. Yeah, I'll come back to you.
Here we want to propose a resolution to have joint venture to ensure fair competition, protect consumer rights, and promote innovation in the digital landscape. This mainly focus on regulations governing telecommunication, internal internet usage, data protection, and other aspects of technology of developing nations.
Okay, so how many are in support of this resolution? Yeah, please rephrase it.
To have joint venture to ensure fair competition, protect consumer rights, and promote innovation in the digital landscape.
Okay, yes, wait. I just heard from Mexico. How many are in support? Yeah. Oh, yes. Joint venture was already proposed by China. It was proposed. So where is India? India? Yeah, I want your opinion.
Hello, Moderator, sir. I want to raise a resolution.
Yeah.
Recognizing the critical role of technology in driving sustainable development and economic growth, we propose the establishment of an international technology collaboration and sharing initiative.
Okay. So
this initiative aims to, number one, facilitate the equitable sharing of technological advancements, particularly in AI, cybersecurity, renewable energy, healthcare between developed and developing countries. Second, promote joint research and development projects that address global challenges such as climate change, public health crisis, and digital inclusion. Ensure the intellectual property rights and respect while fostering a collaborative environment where innovations can be shared and utilized for the common good. Provide funding and resources for capacity building programs to help developing countries enhance their technological infrastructure and human capital. We call upon all the G-20 nations to support this resolution and commit to cooperation and inclusive approach to technological advancement that benefits all humanity. So this is one initiative that we want.
Okay, how many, so resolution in short, please say it, the resolution in short that you explain. Yeah.
Establishment of an international technology collaboration and sharing initiative.
Okay, how many are in support? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, that goes into the resolution. Yeah. I think he explained it in the latter part. He gave a detailed explanation. Yeah. Okay, so that goes into the resolution. Yeah, please rephrase it for them.
Establishment of an international technology collaboration and sharing initiative.
Okay, thank you. Now Germany, go ahead.
In light of artificial intelligence, and we are talking about cyber technology, I would like to bring out a particular aspect. It is called deep fake, and it is used to generate, if I may be so bold to use the word, it's used to generate sexual images, fake sexual images of women, and this has resulted in a lot of crimes and a lot of circulation blackmail. For example, our chancellor in 2023 also was a victim of such deep fake videos. So the UK has recently criminalized the spread of deepfake, but I would like to raise a motion that all the countries, to protect the rights of humans, would agree to ban deepfake, ban the circulation of such photos, and to criminalize it. Like anyone convicted of circulating, attempting to blackmail, should be persecuted, should be put in jail, because this is against Article 12 of the United Nations that gives the right to privacy of people, and the principles for the ethical use of artificial intelligence recently passed in 2022. It violates all forms of human decency and human morals. So Germany would call upon all the nations with a collective conscience to ban and preserve the moral goodness of society. Thank you.
Yes, on one hand it's true, but the thing is that Germany is a proponent of, it gives a lot of freedom. It wants to give more freedom.
So without consent. A lot of this is being used without consent.
Okay. So that word must be added. Without consent.
Without consent, yes.
Okay, so if deepfakes videos are made without consent, it should be criminalized. So how many of the countries are in support?
And also for political messaging, for example.
Yeah, all right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Yeah, question. Yeah, please. You want to question? Yeah.
Honorable Moderator, sir, a question lies here within the resolution. As the resolution aims on criminalizing a particular aspect. Similarly, giving an example, just an example of our neighboring nation, Republic of India. Recently, the Republic of India's Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi, have shared a material which was not based on consent on a particular opposition or even reason. So, if it's criminalized, does the actions have happened earlier, like even the Prime Minister of a nation of our neighbor will be like taken consideration of the action of criminalizing this?
Yeah, it's a big issue. So criminalizing is it is. Yeah, that's very important thing. Yeah, thank you, European Union. Yeah, so we are not taking it forward. Yeah, yes.
This concerns not like in the political sphere, but a lot of it is mostly like about for gender rights, for example, sir, gender rights.
And don't you think it's difficult to track it down?
No, sir, but if it's closely monitored and the app sites, the various.
I mean, with the rising privacy issues, it's let's say Apple, let's say what's the Meta? They have strong privacy rights, and they
Sir,
do not.
They're not
do not disclose any information.
They're not deepfake sites, sir. Deepfake sites are completely.
But
separate.
where these will be shared? These are sharing platforms for
These
sure.
are shared internet. No, sir. It's found in the internet.
So it can be traced?
Yes, it can be traced, sir. Recently, there's one. There's many that have been banned, unable
Okay,
to access.
okay. If it can be traced, then how many countries? Yes, that's what I told. Then, yeah, Germany, please look into it and propose a solution how we can move beyond that. And then we are going to take it forward. All right, European Union, please.
So, firstly, 2-point statement. First comes in response to, in support of Germany's statement that how to counter the problem of deepfake. Rather than an international law, what we would like to suggest is that the national law should be strengthened. Again, taking the example of India, which was highlighted by China itself, India is one of the primary countries that has a very strong cyber law along with the European Union itself. Hence, such laws can be enhanced further. The question now comes of morality, that when the deepfake or the morphed video of the Indian Prime Minister was promoted or shared among social media platforms, did the Indian Prime Minister oppose it or promoted him himself rather? It was seen that the Prime Minister did not have any obligations to it. However, deepfake videos which have obscene imageries are often protested against, and those should be banned. The question is not about meme, the question is about obscene materialistic, sir. Secondly, coming to IPR.
Sir, on 12 December, the European Commission and the European Union Intellectual Property Office, EU IPO, signed a new project in support of Ukraine, the Republic of Moldova, and Georgia. This new project, implemented by the EU IPO, aims at supporting economic development in the three partner countries by strengthening intellectual property rights and creating a favorable environment for innovations, creativity, and competitions. The agreement is a result of our new enhanced cooperations with the EU IPO. It establishes a 4-year program in Ukraine, Moldova, and Georgia, which is co-financed by the European Commission with 2.8 million euro and by the EU IPO with 1.2 million euro for a total amount of 4 million euro.
Sir, for promotion of intellectual property rights, the European Parliament has also voted in favor of overhauling the SEP framework, a proposal that has sparked deep divisions among patent owners and implementers. The European Parliament on February 28, 2024 voted in favor of the European Commission's plan to overhaul the framework for a standard essential patents. Under the rules, the EU IPO, which is now responsible for EU trademarks and designs, would operate a public register of SEPs, test their essentiality, and determine fair, reasonable, and non-discriminatory royalties for implementers to pay their patent owners. Thank you.
Yes, Turkey, please, Turkey.
Thank you, moderator, sir. First of all, in response to the China, in one of the resolution they passed, they says that the technology transfer among able developed countries to developing countries. And in their initial speech, they say they do not accept the fact developed and developing countries. They say that it is a Western trend. And again, they say that they are trying to transfer technology between developed and developing countries. So this shows how double-faced they are. So moving on to pass a resolution, because during this time when technology, how much technology is enough technology. So technology has been creating a chaos. So to stop this, we must get back to the seeds. We must get back to school level, college level, university level, and hence, when studies are also conducted in the field of education, to ensure that young people are properly trained and that this professional investment will provide great profit to our nation in the medium term. We launched Turkey's first high school dedicated to train students in the field of cyber security in 2020. The fact that students who can go to high schools of science but prefer to go to cyber security high school is promising for training of qualified cyber security experts. So the concern is, at this time when AI and different technologies are coming in the market, there are various risks coming out with it. The most important part is we need to take care of the seeds, we need to take care of the school children, and hence we propose this resolution. The resolution is technology should be established in the high schools to train students in the field of cyber security. Every school kids should understand technology to its basic, so that when they use it, they understand what deepfake is, what truth is, what actual fact is. So that is what we propose today.
Training programs for school children on technology or important aspects.
If I rephrase it, technology should be established in the high school to train students.
I mean, what do
in
you
the
mean
field
by
of cyber security?
Technology should be established is not a very correct statement. So could you rephrase it?
So rephrase cyber security, especially the cyber security and the basics.
Students should be trained on cyber security.
Vocational cyber security skills. They should be
Vocational courses should be introduced in schools for cyber security, right? Okay. So how many are in support? Also, okay, so courses are already available. So I think it doesn't need to be taken up. There are many, courses which are already available. Thank you. France, please. Yeah, then.
We states are discussing, we are discussing on cybersecurity, we are discussing on misuse of technology, IP, but I would like to point out a very pressing address, being a innovator, being we have done a lot of efforts, we have taken a lot of efforts for protecting the environment. Accordingly, I would like to present a status report that almost 5.5% of the global greenhouse gas emissions annually come from aviation and shipping industries combined, and keeping in mind that the defense technology has been misused at times of war, especially since the Israel crisis, since the Russian crisis. Accordingly, I would like to point out, I would like to propose a motion for deliberately discussing and providing solutions how to green sustainable global energy resources for the future use.
Yes.
I'm proposing a motion.
Yeah.
Proposing a motion to deliberately discuss and provide solutions how to green sustainable global energy resources for the future and to prevent the exploitation of such resources so that the future generation can make a proper use of it.
Okay, thank you. How many countries are in support? Okay, so it's less than 50%, so it's not going into the resolution. Yeah,
Would like to propose a motion for deliberately discuss and provide solutions how to green sustainable global energy resources for future, because there has been a serious misuse of the defense technology, and that has resulted in the exploitation of the environment and the rise in the greenhouse gases, especially at times of war. So we are proposing a motion to deliberately discuss and provide solutions how to green the sustainable global energy resources so that the future generation can make a proper use of it.
Okay, how many countries are in support? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11. So it goes into the resolution. Write it down. Yeah. I mean, it's a resolution only. I mean, that goes. They have raised a motion. It will go into the resolution. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, Japan.
Honorable House. So let me speak a few facts. Approximately 585,000 people die annually from drug use disorders worldwide. And over 70,000 drug overdose deaths occurred in the US in 2024, with opioids being the main cause. And let us face here, how many states we have from South America? The South America, we have Argentina here. We are facing a lot of, drug gang lords who are consuming and taking over the territories of the states. So what I propose a resolution on combating the global drug problem, where all countries will jointly fund the war on drugs 2.0. Resolution.
Okay.
On war on
drugs. I think that is not needed in this field, right? In technology field, do we need that? Yeah.
What is the detailed internal provision behind your resolution?
Okay, so now see, it's okay. We had a very great session, and we were discussing about this technology and importance of sharing technology between developed and developing countries. You have put some interesting points, and many of it has gone to the resolution. So we are now not stopping that resolution part. Raising of resolution. Now it's an unmoderated session till 1:30, and you are allowed to debate on issues a bit broader. Okay, you can go broad, and you can criticize, you can give arguments. Now it's a open house. But
by United States of America.
But do not give readouts. Do not give readouts. Yes.
Just one resolution I'd like to make as the delegate of United States of America before we move into an unmoderated session.
Okay, last.
I think we have been talking a lot on semiconductors, defense tech, and all.
Yeah.
But we have not been emphasizing much on medicines or biotechnology for that matter. So the delegate of United States, would like to move a resolution for promoting collaborative research projects, encouraging joint research initiatives between developed and developing countries in the fields of medicine, biotechnology, and healthcare innovation. As the delegate of United States, I urge your support for collaborative research projects in medicine by pooling our expertise and resources. This is just an explanation, so I'd request every delegate to kindly listen to it. As the delegate of the United States, I urge your support for collaborative research projects in medicine. By pooling our expertise and resources, we can accelerate medical innovation, address global health challenges, as the one which has already seen, the COVID-19 pandemic, and build capacity in developing countries, ensuring equitable access to innovation and strengthening diplomatic relations.
Okay.
So my resolution, put very simply, is to encourage joint research initiatives between developed and developing countries in the fields of medicine, biotechnology, and healthcare innovation specifically.
Okay, thank you. How many countries are in support? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, more than 11. Just give it to them. Okay, this is the final resolution. And
excuse me, sir. Sir, previously we passed a resolution which you have kept in stalemate. So can we pass it again?
Oh yeah. I kept one in stalemate, right? Yeah. What was it?
So after us.
Yeah. What was yours? What was
About the
Germany?
deepfake, criminalizing of deepfake.
Criminalizing of, and it was rephrased by which country?
European Union.
By European Union. That obscene imagery, of deepfakes must be criminalized.
Without consent.
How many countries are in support? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It goes into the resolution. Okay. It was rephrased by European Union, put forward by Germany. Russia.
So the Federation of Russia would like to propose the resolution that initiation of a progressive development-based framework for the equity in technology, affordability, accessibility in developing countries under non-statutory body for efficient monitoring of the mechanism.
Okay, so how many are in support? 1, 2. Okay, that's it. So it doesn't go into the resolution. So now the house is open. So no, it's finished. The resolution part is finished. We are moving beyond. Now you can discuss in broad areas. You can criticize, but don't read out now. No need to do readouts, but you can give your criticisms towards each of the countries, so that it's a best conclusion for the event. Come on, free house.
As the foreign minister from the Republic of South Africa, I'd like to second to the statement made by the delegate of United States of America, where they proposed a joint venture for medical and medicine research especially. South Africa would like to volunteer for this exclusively. Why? Is because we have been the center of HIV and Ebola starting up. And we'd also like to propose a joint venture between China and South Africa, so that, because China was also the origin of COVID, if I may put it that way. So, if I may put it that way. So, I believe two countries who have been the major victims or the origin places of these diseases would like to be the center of the research team for this joint venture. Okay, sure. Okay, fine.
Use the mics, use the mics. Those who don't have a strong voice, please use the mics.
I really support your idea for joint venture. I totally support that. But I also have a question. Is there anything that you are considering doing to decrease the cost of healthcare in your country?
Yes, it was put to which country question? USA, USA. Yeah. Okay, sure. You can come back later. Yes.
Citing about the Digital Life project, how can you claim that there is a transparency when there is no monitoring mechanism and there is certain criticism about the infringement of consent of
Pritam, I think we had the readout sessions in, it's over now. I mean, please, it's general now. So you please, you do not need to now stick specifically to this topic, okay? We are having a general discussion. Just assume that you have a general discussion, and you can put forward your country's enmity also. So now sit down and don't read out these things. Technical session is over. Okay.
Honorable House.
Yeah.
Honorable Sir, in the opening statement, Russian Federation has talked about the sustainable development, as along with the China, who talks about the helping in the development process of the developing country. But we see, and nowadays also, the Russian is exploiting the the scope of sustainable development of Ukraine. They do not have any moral right to talk upon on this. As well as the China. China follow the blank check diplomacy and try to trap the developing countries, as we have seen the example of Sri Lanka and many other South African countries. I want a clarification from the Russian Federation that on what basis they are claiming the use of sustainability, they are claiming the future of sustainable development. First, they should stop the war at the Ukraine and then talk about the sustainable development, because
Honorable House, let me add on to the state of France, and I have few points to make on the Russian Federation, and that is Russia's GDP, almost 20%, comes from the oil and gas industry. And also, just 2 or 3 days back, Russia recently was searching for oil and gas in Antarctica. Like, it's continuing to fund its gas industry. And while in the opening statement, as he respected delegates mentioned, in the opening statement they mentioned that they're promoting sustainability. And how does it work together?
Come on, go ahead.
Secondly, sir, when we come to the conclusive idea of how the committee has been functioned, we again welcome the efforts of the development and information sharing between countries. However, we must also keep in adherence that one country's development of technology should not be a threat to another country. For example, rogue countries like DPRK, Iran, should be put under a check about the technological advancements they make in terms of nuclear facility, which has already seen an impact in the global scenario. Thirdly, sir, we must incorporate broader sections of, let's say, literature, art, and philosophy into understanding of scientific development, because as it was seen while developing the Los Alamos facility by Robert J. Oppenheimer himself, he incorporated 3 particular persons, one from belonging from literature, one from belonging from art, and one from belonging from philosophy, stating that it helps in better understanding of science, as many scientists also say, and there is no science beyond God.
Okay.
Recently we have seen the various remarks from the South Africa, which continuously targeting the development countries.
তোমরা সিভিটা কি লিখতে নেই
The South African has failed to provide any clarifications on the statement that whether they are being a member of the ICC, they are not doing ICC. So a country which has long
they are coming out to protect a criminal who has been accused of murdering numerous innocent life. They must not
South African government must not forget their struggle, but instead of supporting the innocent people of Ukraine, they are coming up to support Putin, who is responsible for the war. So I want a justification from the government or the delegation of South Africa, why they took this measure to protect this criminal.
South Africa? Yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Cost on our healthcare.
Yeah.
We'd like to answer Australia's question on reducing the cost of our healthcare. So President Biden, since years after years of opposition, has finally managed to pass the Affordable Care Act and the American Rescue Plan Act and Inflation Reduction Acts to lower prices in prescriptions. We have always ensured that healthcare is a right and not a privilege. Therefore, in recent years we have tried to lower the prices on prescriptions and drugs, and we have been also providing free vaccines. In addition to that, we also recognized we have also recognized that we need to provide diagnostic and treatment sooner, so that the diseases are not further expand. The disease doesn't expand, which will ultimately rise to the spread of diseases, and which ultimately will culminate in rising of the bills. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yes, go ahead. Just stand up and speak.
Honorable Moderator, sir, it's very important we highlight and answer few issues, questions which have been highlighted by major countries against the People's Republic of China. Answering that moving forward to more points. First of all, there have been a statement by the delegation of France on Ukraine issues that China have been one of the seeds for these issues. Well, France is the one who have been supplying the fuel in the war, which is like arms. France have been providing arms to Ukraine, and that's fueling up the war, and they are mentioning that the seed of this war is China. So up next, we have the debt trap. The debt trap which have been highlighted by France. Well, we remember when before the World War II, where the multiple colonies of France were in major regions, and they were the one who were using this trap, not us. They have even accepted their faults and stuff, and after that they come to us that you are doing the debt trap. It's not a debt trap. Honorable Moderator sir, I would like to highlight major issues as the port of Sri Lanka have been highlighted. Highlighting the port of Sri Lanka, it was not the Chinese company who have asked for that port from the government of Sri Lanka. Just because the government of Sri Lanka was unable enough to pay and repay the loans which were highlighted, they were the one who have opted for this reason. So the allegement cannot be done to the People's Republic of China. Coming to the next part, solve issues of war. First of all, we are not anyhow included in the war on the conflict which have been going on in the region of Crimea and earlier Crimea, and currently if we look into the region of Ukraine and Russia. So why are we asked to step into the war where we are not the one who have been supplying machineries or arms, but the one who have been supplying machineries? They are questioning the other one for that. Also, now highlighting one factor that South Africa mentioned about the origin of COVID was China. Well, first of all, they have to understand the fact that if there's the hometown, they cannot call it a hometown. We will clearly condemn the statements which have been given by the delegation of South Africa, where they have been calling People's Republic of China as the hometown of COVID. Similarly, if we look into that fact, if there are multiple issues and the racial issues which have came forward for South Africa, if we talk even on slaveries and earlier, if we have seen a lot of slaveries and issues were raised and happened in the region of South Africa, mentioning the apartheid system, if that People's Republic of China never called or have alleged that the racial discrimination or the South Africa is the hometown of slavery or stuff. And similarly for that we condemn this statement. After all, we like to allege the Japan have been mentioning about a lot of issues highlighted, but we understand that after the World War II a lot of answers and the apologies were given by Germany, but why not a single apology was given by Japan on the issues and reasons they have caused in the past? Thank you so much. With that, I take my leave.
Yes, France. Go. Yes.
Chinese Chinese delegate. The remark which we made on the war was not on China, it was on Russia. Please do not be that much hyper to protect your Russian mates that we have never made an
Respected
allegation
moderator,
on.
Sir, they have asked the question about the sustainability in the war conflicted zone. Sir, how they're questioning sustainability when they are only supporting Ukraine by the military objects that been supporting Ukraine to more instigate into the war? How they shameless there? How shameless there? Sir, again the question is that the development which has been took place by our side has been really questioned in several times. So we are the only one nation who been developed by our own self. There been question about our development as the European Union said at the first initial of the starting of the G-20 session, sir. Sir, we have developed the South African nation by food technology, and they have been questioned by us only that we have been indulging in democratic, we have been indulging in the harming of democracy. What kind of chameleon? What kind of changement of the colors they have been doing? So, thank you, sir.
So I would like to answer another thing which my learned friend from China, he pointed out about the colonies, French colonies. Yeah, we admit that French, Belgium, the United Kingdom had colonies, but that was back in the 18th and the 19th century. But China, what they are doing right now is neo-colonialism. I believe my friends, they know what is neo-colonialism. All right, we might have committed a mistake. We might have committed a mistake, but if you're not learning from that mistake, if you're going to recommit that mistake, what we can do from that? You're promoting neo-colonialism, again alleging us that back hundreds of years back, we were having colonies, so that makes no sense.
Respected moderator, I would like to come back to a statement made by my Chinese counterparts about not being engaged in warfare because they are not involved in sharing technology to other countries. But it is a well-known fact that they have been a significant ally in sharing technology to Russia to ramp up their defense against Ukraine by building missiles, tanks, crews. In fact, I have mentioned earlier that 70% of Russia's machine tools comes from China, and also 90% of microelectronics imports come from China. Therefore, this is a very vague claim made by them that they are not even involved in warfare, because they have been directly involved, they have been aiding and they have been supporting Russia and Russia's occupation in Ukraine. They are the proxy aggressors. I like to make a statement here. Thank you.
I would like to raise a point.
Go fast, we have 20 minutes only, so go fast.
Okay, I would like to raise a point that this Chinese supply of, they said they're not supplying weapons, but dual use technology. So ceramics that can be used for body armor, it has increased to 225 million worth of exports that China is exporting to Russia. Also drones that could be used as surveillance weather drones. Who knows, that can also be doubled as warfare drones. And $100 million worth of drones are already being sent to Russia. So maybe they are concealing that they are in fact supplying the Russian war machine, which had started aggression against Ukraine. We must remember. And all the duty of the European nations is to help a fellow sovereign nation of Ukraine retain its integrity, retain its independence, and that is which we are committed for.
Respected moderator, sir. Sir, the USA has asked the question about how we are attacking the Ukraine region. Sir, how can they justify they have been contributing $9.7 million what is said as asset of the military workers to the Ukraine? Is this not an instigation of the war?
Yes.
The question is, sir, started the war.
Sir, Honorable Sir. Honorable Sir, by following the discussions of the various given by the various developed countries, we conclude for the China that the claims and the hopes which is put forward by the China for the developing country is same as a cheap Chinese product which run only for a short period, which might be useful for the short period of time but causes economic consequence for the longer period of time. Thank you.
Also, I would like to state that
They have been calling themselves as a global leader, but why they are not making compensation, making negotiation with a particular country to negotiate us? This is the main question, sir.
I have a question for China. Wait.
This shows the aggressive stance that Russia poses towards Ukraine. Also, the 2014 annexation of Crimea is a question that Russia is ready. So whenever they ask a question as to why US is supporting Ukraine, it's very natural that we will support the sovereignty of any independent nation.
And NATO is also a defensive alliance, so Russia feeling threatened by a defensive alliance clearly shows it.
Also China, another question. China, if it's not a death threat, why is it that the government can give the tender to only companies selected by the party?
So we must understand how a country calls for help under three circumstances. First one is humanitarian intervention, second one is military intervention, third one is diplomatic intervention. Ukraine called for help to Western alliances strategically under its military as well as humanitarian alliance. That means every country that is legally present in Ukraine has the full right to do so. Under the R2B, the Right to Protect Act, it is a legal duty of us as the European Union as well as the NATO front to help Russia. Russia started the war under the statement, quote unquote, denazification. God forbid if we, the Western countries, are to start a decommunication process in Russia as well. Secondly, sir, coming into the ideas of rogue nations, we must understand how certain nations have been indirectly supporting through technological help to certain countries. If we are to remember the Pakistani development of nuclear weapons, it was alleged that a huge Chinese involvement was there. In response, Pakistan's A.Q. Khan, the head of Pakistan's nuclear program, was found to be actually supporting nuclear missiles to North Korea and helping develop high enriched uranium, which was U-90 rather than U-25 capacities, which was provided by UK. The question must come is, we have nuclear capacities, but it is dependent upon us on how you use it, as a nuclear weapon or as a nuclear power. Countries that are responsible, that are effective like USA, UK, France have been using it as nuclear power. However, if rogue nations are to be applied here, like Iran and North Korea, they have been using it as a nuclear threat.
Okay, China, you were wanting to respond? Yeah.
Yourself by condemning us in this conference, because the Republic of South Africa does support about 1/3 of your diplomatic relations with other countries. So I don't see where you're going this way. You know, we have been allies since a very long time.
Existed between the Union of South Africa, the Republic of South Africa, and the French Republic. So I was just correcting an error which you see because you were supporting Putin. So I just pointed out to your.
I'd like to ask the source, where have been the public is supporting Putin on Twitter? We have remained committed to the Saturday contract.
I would like to talk about an unrelated issue at hand.
Yeah.
Our Republic of China's delegate
has mentioned in their previous speech that we have not apologized for war as the Japanese. Actually, I'm very disappointed by the homework that you do, and I have a list here. It has almost 50 plus apologies by the Japanese prime ministers and leaders. Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Honorable Speaker, sir. Sir, the People's Republic of China would like to highlight one of the gravest problems that the world still faces today, and that has been from the unfortunately from the part of France, and that is the colonization of countries even till this date. So, as of August 2023, 14 former French colonies in Africa, though they are not quote unquote under the colonization of France, as they say, still pays a colonial tax of around $500 billion US. These countries are Benin, Burkina Faso, Côte d'Ivoire, Guinea, Mali, Niger, Senegal, Togo, Cameroon, Central African Republic, Chad, Congo, Equatorial Guinea, and Gabon. So France, it seems that France has been very much active and interested into the activities of China, how they are ruining the sovereignty of other countries. But in fact, this data and this reality shows that even France has been holding a double standard within itself. And why on this earth even today they have forsaken these countries and given them independence in Africa? but still these African countries have to pay taxes in the name of colonial tax to France is a question of great grievance. And this question has to be addressed into this committee now.
We'll come back. Yeah, guys.
Trying to dominate all those developing countries by taking their resources. Like you all are going to Sri Lanka, then Pakistan, then Maldives for intervention of like importing in trying to target India as well as by you guys are. What's your main policy of coming to Sri Lanka, Maldives, and Pakistan?
Sir, business and trade should not be mixed with politics, as China has already mentioned in the past speeches and the intention of China.
But your
kindly don't interrupt, please. We have not been given much chances to speak, and all the allegations have been coming to China. So we believe that this is a fair chance for us to at least answer those allegations in a fair manner, so that the entire committee understands. I hope we don't mind. But the
I would like
allegations.
to add one more accusation to that. As South Korea, we are very much afraid of our capital getting bombed. Not only bombed, with atomic bombs as well as artillery and missiles. And I would like to ask who is abetting and supplying them with not only arms, but material to construct all those weapons that are now harming South Korea.
Yeah, it's all good about the concept of colonization and neo-colonization, but it's devolving into something of what about circle, like what about you, what about this? So I suggest we get on track and we forget our problems and let us focus on achieving common goals, common ground, and thank you.
Respected moderator, sir. Sir, I would like to justify the all allegations made upon me that, sir, Russia has involved several arguments to justify actions in the conflict with Ukraine. One of the key principles of offense cited is the right to self-determination enshrined in the Article 1 of the United Nations Charter. Russia asks that its action, particularly in response to desire of the kind people to unify with Russians as demonstrated by the referendum held in the region. However, it's important to note that the legitimacy of the referendum and Russia's action in crime are highly
Don't read it out. Don't read it out.
Yes, European Union.
I would like to emphasize on a point that if a nation which is in its developed stage should be responsible and have awareness of the technology it possesses. For example, if we are to trace back the history of the nuclear weapons raised in Southeast Asia, it starts from a particular country, that is China. In 1964, they had their first nuclear weapons test in Los Nur, after which the country of India started for their defense, after which Pakistan started as well. This led to an entire arms race in South Asia. Unless and until countries like China does not become aware of their capacities and the position that they hold, including the permanent 5 membership at the UNSC, where they have been misusing it continuously. A simple example would be a country like China has vetoed the inclusion of the country of Bangladesh after its independence in 1971 in the General Assembly. Ladies and gentlemen, this shows how misuse of extra power can lead to certain downfall of certain misconducts. Now, coming to the statements that have been made by Russia about Article 1 of UN Charter, Article 1 simply states the purpose and principles. Nowhere it states that a nation can justify their attacks on another country. It simply states on what purpose and principles the entire UN Charter stands for. And the entire Charter says that it stands on a principle of diplomacy and global peace. In nowhere, and the normal understanding of diplomacy and global peace says that a country has the full right to attack another sovereign country just because they quote-unquote feel threatened.
Honorable Speaker, sir, answering to the refuted claims of the European Union in China regarding the development of nuclear weapons, sir, it was first the United States of America who had actually developed nuclear weapons, and the United States of America pressurized other countries in Asia and elsewhere to not develop nuclear weapons because they did not trust them. Now, if a country develops nuclear weapons to safeguard its interest from an aggressor in the West, so I don't think that should be viewed as a problem as long as we are not threatening nuclear wars just like other countries in the world are doing. So that was all done on the precursor of safety and nothing else.
Also, Honorable Moderator Sir, it's very important that we highlight few hypocritical statements by the European Union itself. Well, the earlier we heard statements that the European Union have been criticizing how Iran have been making like about to reach the uranium enrichment to an extent amount where nuclear weapons could be created. Well, they themselves are taking the charge that who should have the right to have a particular defense. Whereas they were also the one who have been highlighting this fact that you can use it for greater good, like you can use it for nuclear power or nuclear energy. Where if we talk about nuclear power, they are the one who have been criticizing that you could not have, but they are also the one who have been highlighting that you can use it for better good itself. So that's a complete hypocritical statements given by the European Union. Also highlighting the very important fact that they, first of all, they have reached their own, they have created their own weapons, and now they are like not allowing the other sovereign nations to make their own. Okay, that's we understandable about world peace. So are they ready? Is the European Union ready to? Because if they feel that nuclear weapons will be the reason for mass destruction, and they are the one who have been stopping other nations for it, are they ready to? Please answer this question. Are they ready to destroy all their nuclear weapons which they have in their arsenal?
Okay, answer that. Are you ready to destroy all your nuclear weapons?
So, firstly, we have a threefold answer. We are not a country. We are a regional organization, and we do not pose nuclear weapons. That is the first fact check that I like to give to China. Secondly, they have stated that we have been opposing Iranian nuclear program. Let the committee understand there is a difference between Iranian nuclear weapon program and Iranian nuclear program. For nuclear program, it is HEU-45, LEU-45, that is low enriched uranium or uranium-45. To make it weapons grade uranium, it should be more than 60, that is U-90, weapons highly enriched uranium, HEU-90. For a long period of time, including the JCPOA and its accordance, which came in P5 plus 1 Germany, we have stated via Germany that we are not in support of HEU, that is U-90, but we will and we can promote U-45, that is low enriched uranium.
Thank you.
I would like to point out the fact that they have mentioned nuclear power, but Germany in particular has begun a process of phasing out nuclear power plants.
Yeah.
I would like to give a response to the delegates of China as to the origin of nuclear bombs. The reason why USA had to come up with nuclear bombs was to end the World War II. We could not have entrusted the Third Reich with a weapon like that, and that is the reason why we built the nuclear arms. And also, I would like to mention that the reason why we had to bomb Hiroshima and Nagasaki was to show the nuclear prowess, the devastation it could do. Although we had apologized for it, but the thing is that the thing that they have said is not correct, because USA has built nuclear weapons for a greater good, that is to end the end the World War II. Moreover, USA official policy is to pursue a step-by-step approach to nuclear disarmament and to achieve a nuclear weapons-free world. Thank you.
Sir, how shamelessly they have been accepting the fact that they have used the nuclear energy. Listen, that you have been accepting the fact that you have put down the Hiroshima and bomb in Hiroshima and everything. And another one. And you have been allegation to us.
Sir, I stand here to give a clarification on the remarks made by the Foreign Minister of South Africa as well as the Foreign Minister of the People's Republic of China. The Foreign Minister of South Africa asked for sources as to how we pointed out that South African government is protecting Putin in the ICC. I must say her that on 18th of July 2023, various reports, you can find it out. It was the South African president who said that his country will withdraw from the ICC if Putin is not allowed to visit his country for the summit.
Yes.
For the BRICS summit, it was your president who, later on you withdrew the remarks out of embarrassment from your opposition party. But yes, there was a remark made that your country will withdraw from the ICC if another, I will also give a clarification.
France, please, I think it's okay. Anyone else? Yes. European Union, you want to say something quickly? Just be quick, last point.
So firstly, we must understand about US nuclear program but on the weapons device program. Till date, the Manhattan Atomic Energy still states that it was a program to develop energy, not weapon. Even the British and the French nuclear programs were developed as self-defense. It was the Soviet Union initially starting the entire arms race by first trying to nuclearize the space, then the Arctic region, and now nuclearizing the moon itself.
Okay, Japan. Yeah, quickly.
One extra point adding to the United States and the European Union that after the war had ended, the United States had a free time of 9 months to attack any nation it wanted using nuclear weapons. But it never did. But it never did, as previously quoted by the father of computer architecture, John von Neumann. If you say why not bomb tomorrow, I say why not bomb today. If you say why not bomb today, I say why not bomb today morning. So that's it.
Thank you. China.
The People's Republic of China stands here and completely condemns the statement by the delegation of United States of America. Quote, "We use nuclear weapons in Hiroshima and Nagasaki to show the power of nuclear weapons." Unquote. We clearly condemn the statements which have given in against the humanity. After that, we also highlighting the fact it's a shame when we stand here in the global 20 here and we talk for peace. When we talk for peace, such statements, derogatory statements, are not acceptable in this platform. We thank you so much to the delegation of United States of America for accepting their faults. Also, we urge, since they have accepted their fault, official apology should be given to them because they have accepted their fault.
We just
Thank you
did
so
that
much.
a few minutes ago.
Okay, they have
We just
apologized.
did that a few minutes ago.
US apologized.
It will be
Anyone
good
else?
if you
Anyone
pay more
else with
attention to whatever head of
last
state has
remarks? Last
spoken.
remarks?
People's Republic of China is highlighting the statement made by the delegations of the foreign minister delegation of the United States of America. But on the same part, the China has a strategic relationships and a strategic ally of the Pakistan, who on a daily basis threats India that they have 250 gram of nuclear weapon, they have 500 gram of nuclear weapon, they have 1 kilogram of nuclear weapon, and they will bomb India at any time. How shameless they are. Hence, we also conclude that China is just like its Chinese product. Thank you.
European Union with the last statement.
Nuclear deterrence policy explained by China proves the logic that every country should have nuclear weapons, but the world will not run in such blaspheming ideas. The simple idea is that we propose for a nuclear-free world, and countries that have nuclear weapons and have shown understanding and cooperation should have access to it.
Okay, South Africa last.
People are not born to hate, and they do not born learning how to hate other people. We see what is happening in this committee right now. So, seconding to the point made by the European Union about to have a nuclear-free zone. We already have a nuclear-free zone, but to have a nuclear-free nation and a committee like that, and we do not just threat other people that, oh, we're going to bomb you tomorrow. South Africa has been the source of all these raw materials from which semiconductors and other technologies are made. In fact, 23% or about 23 or 2/3 of the machinery made by China has been supplied by South African minerals. So no major developed nation should have monopoly over just nuclear weapons just because they have that technology at that point in time. So I'd like to urge peace, and I'd also like to urge proper usage of.
Thank you.
resources
Germany.
like that.
Yeah, China last. Very quick. Very quick.
Also highlighting the fact, quote, nuclear-free weapons. But it was the same European Union when asked by the People's Republic of China that are they ready, other countries under the European Union, are they ready to dissolve all their nuclear weapons? No answer was given to that. Thank you.
Last.
I would like to say that when the People's Delegate of China has mentioned about peace-loving nations G20, the statement by the European Union was condemning Iran nuclear policy, and Iran is not a peace-loving nation so far. They are not in the G20, and they have shown aggression, and they have shown their funding of proxies like the Houthis, and thus we cannot treat them as a fellow like-minded nation with nuclear deterrence policy. Because if Iran and North Korea, for example, have proliferation of nuclear weapons, it could easily escalate because such hands are not guided by international rules and regulations to an extent.
Okay, thank you everyone. So we have come to the end of this session and end of this program as a whole. Now the judges will determine the winners and
debatable session that we had in the morning. We have come to the conclusion of this inter-university G20 competition, and I believe it was a success with the enthusiastic participation of one and all. And yes, you deserve that. Well, before we talk about the winners or name the winners, first of all, we have a small felicitation of the judges, and I would request Barsha Sharma from the Department of Political Science to kindly do the honors. Dr. Brihibarna Talukdar. Thank you, Barsha. Okay, next is also done by Barsha for Dr. Jintu Guhai. Thank you so much, judges, for sparing your valuable time to be amongst us today. Well, without any further ado, we have amongst us the Dean of Social Sciences, Sajal Nag sir, who will be here with us for some time. Now, the most important part of this entire competition, as you all know, is about the winners. However, I feel before the judges, declare the results, every one of you who have participated in this event is a winner. Because the level of this competition was so good that it amazed one and all. And I hope that you continue to do this in future in any other platform that you get. Now I would request our volunteers to hand over one of the cordless mics to the judges.
What a day it was. Indeed, it was a very good day, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And thank you, Royal Global University, for inviting us to judge this inter-university model G20 competition on the topic technology sharing between developed and developing countries. To be amongst such young, critically thinking minds is a big deed, I must say today. And you guys have deliberated on one of the most pertinent issue, that is the issue of technology, because today technology is considered as the power. Today, humanity is, guided by what I say, two powers. One is power of thought, and one is the power of the fingertip, that is like the technology and the information. And the ideas that you have come across were simply fantastic. The deliberations, the discussions, the resolutions. We have learned so much. And I would like to, urge the university, especially the Department of Political Science, to continue doing such good works. Because the more we engage on such pertinent topics, the more we learn and the more we become aware, isn't it? So thank you, Dhiraj sir, thank you, Ritwik Datta, thank you, Banosmita, and to the entire Department of Political Science, Royal Global University. We really had a good time. And also, it's an honor to share the podium with Sajal Nag sir. We've heard so much from him in lectures, conferences, and seminars. So today, to be able to share a seat with him is indeed an honor. And also, meeting Kaustubh sir is also a big honor for me and for us. So thank you to the team, and thank you to the organizers. And now I hand over the mic to Dr. Jintu Guhai.
Thank you, Brihibarna. Respected head of the department, Dr. Dhiraj Barkotake sir, respected Nag sir, Kaustubh sir from Dibrugarh University, and our sir from Kumar Bhaskar Verma University. Once all my dear colleagues, some of the students that I met them in BA second semester, now they are students of PG classes. I never miss an opportunity to coming back this institution because I was a faculty in this department till 2022. And for a short while, not so much of long time, but it has been filled up with so much of beautiful memories, beautiful moments, happiness. So this campus is always, I felt like of my own, even I worked in another place right now. For me, we had a kind of very beautiful moments with all people. As Brihibarna Bah has already said, we had been in this age of globalization, what our life is being captured by what? Captured by morning to evening by internet. With all kind of distractions, stress management, all tensions, frustrations of life. And amidst all kinds of distraction, when we see this kind of new generation with so much of hope and promises for the society, the way they deliver their speeches, the way they were communicating to each and other, we expect from you so much of that. We wish that leader of the future generations will be among from you all. I congratulate all the members who had participated in these competitions from different institutions as a winner, but we have been compelled to declare only the winning name of the teams that we try to evaluate as the best one, but as Dheeraj Borkotiki sir has already said, all are their best in their own minds when they keep their consistency and day-to-day practice for their own progression. Starting from the third place, we had selected two teams combinedly, team of Japan and team of United States of America. Third place goes to both of the team. Secondly,
may we know who are the institutes?
Institutes, United States of America from which institute? Dibrugarh University and Japan, Kaziranga University. Congratulations to them. Secondly, the second highest marks goes to the team of China. Second prize, which institute?
Team of China, can you stand up please? And now, the first prize winners, Tata Institute of Social Sciences, Guwahati. Well done, guys. Thank you so much, Naksa. Well, with that, we come to the end of this particular event of G20. However, before I end, I have to mention a few words for the people who have been involved in this successful event. I would firstly like to express my thanks to the Department of Political Science, especially Ritvik Datta, Avinav Chalia, and others who have actively, I think Mustafa was also there, and the ones who have actively helped in organizing this event. I would like to offer my sincere thanks to the IT department for having given us all the facilities that we require. I offer my thanks to all the visiting professors who have come along with their teams. Thank you so much for being here. Your presence for your team as also for our university means a lot to us. Last but not the least, I would like to sincerely thank my Vice Chancellor, Professor S.P. Singh, because I remember the day we went ahead with the proposal for this particular event. He readily accepted, and there was not even a small inch of hesitation. He said, I'm happy, whatever you require, I am going to give you. You go ahead. And he says that in future also he's ready to, support us in any such initiatives. Thank you to one and all, and especially the students who have come here as delegates, my volunteers from the Department of Political Science, and everyone who has been associated with this function. Thank you very much. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.